The following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
This program is taped in front of a live cyber studio audience. Parental... Fuck. Welcome to Trick or Treat Radio.
So good to see nothing's changed around here.
Welcome, all you little zombies. You're listening to Trick or Treat Radio, starring the Deadites.
Welcome to episode 213 of Trick or Treat Radio.
My lucky number.
Trick or Treat Radio is a phantasmagorical spin kick straight through the heart of pop culture, navigated by the Deadites. The Deadites are the world's greatest electroshock band. We destroy monsters. We drink booze. Apparently, there's a lot of stories about drinking booze this week.
My Lord.
We win championship belts, and we also fuck up intros.
I'm so mad I wasn't on that bus.
Oh, you'd dug it the most.
What bus? You gotta let the folks know.
Oh, so our former manager, the Deadites' former manager,
Jack Ketchum.
Jack Ketchum, got married this weekend.
No, it's
That
not
dude's,
Jack Ketchum.
That dude's still our manager.
Yeah,
I
that's
think.
right.
Yeah.
He was, although he did have the same name for a little while.
Yeah.
Hangman. The Hangman.
Angman.
Hangman.
Gabriel Rollins, also percussionist of perhaps the one of the greatest unknown bands of all time, Huxley.
Also the Working Man.
Also the Working Man from NCW. Got married this weekend, and despite the fact that Grandizer Funk from the Deadites busted my balls every single day about not being able to go, my ID expired, and I wasn't able to get a new one in time. Though allegedly it wasn't an issue.
Yeah. I'm not. There's a couple of joints I'm not sure how. I don't think we paid a cover at one joint,
Right.
and a couple others, but
He is getting married, and the bachelor party was this weekend, and JT and Michael Ravenshadow and Silica and Duncan Arsenault and Grandizer Funk and
Both those guys were there? Wow.
yeah, and
Crazy.
a group of luminaries all went on a boozerific tour, a 3-hour tour.
Yeah.
And the stories are the stuff of legend.
it was pretty fucking outrageous. The bus picked us up, and it was karaoke equipped, which was pretty good.
Do you do Power Man 5000?
I did. No, I had enough. I was sitting down. All right. Once
You've mellowed out.
I was, but a friend of the SL was there, and he was passing around the fireball. So yeah,
That's very Spencer, Massachusetts.
yeah. But what's great is that JT and I are rolling up to the meeting spot. Derek Ring was there, Artist
Nice,
Supreme.
yep.
And this guy rolls up, convertible, 80s music playing, bumping, and JT was like, "That guy's fucking awesome." And I'm like, "I think that guy's coming with us." It was local 80s Pat was there.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Love that dude.
Yeah, Patrick Stone, as members of the Fib and the Gentleman's Guide to Midnight Cinema would know.
And it's no gimmick either.
Nope.
Folks.
No. This is on Tuesday.
247.
Monday morning.
I've seen him at like Walgreens. I've seen him at Target.
Yeah.
Like
Fuck
that's it. At the movies, I see him at the movies a lot.
Legit, and it was outstanding. A whole lot of drinking.
Yeah.
We had gone to this arcade, and I was kind of pissed off because one of those things like, all right, we're in fucking Providence, strip club. What the fuck?
You were in Providence?
Well, yeah, when Necronomicon to Rhode Island to Providence, and we go to this. Like, oh, we're going to an arcade, but it.
You all right? You gonna make it?
I'm still a little fucked up.
He drank the cancer back.
Yeah, but it's an arcade / like bar, and they would have like good craft beers. But essentially, it was remember the first Ninja Turtle movie?
Yeah.
How can you forget?
It was the front for the foot. Like, hey, kids, come in, play video games, and the back door will fucking train you. Yeah, that's the kind of joint it was, because you go in, you play these like 80s arcade games, and these two big bouncers who won't let you in the next club until you go in. So, and there were like some definitely girls who were on the mid to late side of teens that were in very scandalous outfits. But I got to play, drink beer, and play the Ninja Turtle game with 80s Pat, and that was pretty excellent.
Yeah, I'm like, forget about the fact I couldn't celebrate and hang. Skip 13 was there.
Yeah.
It's like, forget the fact I couldn't hang out with all these awesome people, and I'm sure there were many that I'm not remembering. I think I'm mostly upset that I never get to hang out with 80s Pat. Like, I always see him like in passing or at something where I'm doing something. So, like, that dude is so fucking cool. I don't know. I think he goes into like a bat cave when he's not, like the 80s cave.
Yeah, we had several conversations about Soleil Moon Frye. It was excellent.
Yeah, nice.
All right.
And special appearance by the SL and Miss M.
Miss M,
were
yeah,
there.
yeah.
yeah.
By the way, Miss M's new photo shoot made
Wait,
it.
we better call Robert Uronsky. That's a crossover.
Yeah.
Miss M's new photo shoot made it so that I had a hard time doing work today.
Oh, it's fucking hard times.
Yeah, it is hard times. Yeah. When you're trying to do your work, but you can't feel the whole front of your body, that's hard times.
Trying to do your work, and all you want to do is jerk.
Yeah.
When your hand is numb, daddy, and your hair starts falling out of your head.
When the redheaded Miss M ruined the whole right side of your shoulder, and now the dark-haired Miss M makes you go to the left, that's hard times.
Daddy-o, when you dislocate your shoulder, Daddy-o, from the redhead, and you need to have surgery like Finn Balor.
Oh, man.
When you're chafing and you're chafing and you're chafing.
Yeah, Miss M dyed her hair black, and she looks like a foxy Clark Kent.
Yeah, ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, it's oppressive.
It is oppressive.
I want to hear more of this promo. Hard times.
So speaking of promos, he met somebody that he had another interesting meeting that he told me about.
Can I tell the full interaction of that?
Yeah.
So we're in a Necronomicon joint. We're passing by, and everyone's kind of like, feeling each other out.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's a fucking bachelor party. All right, just dudes. So
2 tree dudes.
yeah, it was about 15 dudes. I'll be honest, it's a big bus. Silica was on like a fucking cooler for half the ride. So a guy comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, I know you. Who are you?" And I kind of do my usual, did you ever do time? And he's like, "Yeah, in the 80s." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry that happened to you." But he's like, "Yeah, I'm Barry Dennis." I'm like, "You're Barry fucking Dennis?" You
should have punched him out.
I did. He's like, "Why do people always say that?" So it was pretty great. So
I think Raven Shadow didn't think he was a real guy.
I wasn't sure. I'm like, "You're a real person."
Yeah, I thought he was another person that me and Tiny made up, so we don't have to talk to club owners. Oh, you gotta call.
Well, all
Barry
the people
Dennis.
you made up are like almost in this room.
Fair.
Reality's
It's like
a weird
it's like some ugly Remington steel. Then Raven Shadow and I and Patsy the Angry Nerd and Bobby Chains had and my special lady friend had a SummerSlam date, and that was really fun.
Was it?
Yeah. Well, I will say Raven Shadow had a problem that his rum drinks mysteriously kept disappearing, not by his.
That was weird. I put the rum down.
Yeah.
I went outside for a smoke.
Yep.
There was a hole in that glass.
It's true. It was a hole in the glass that went directly to my liver. Man, Kraken's delicious, though, huh?
Yeah, from what I had of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely was stealing Raven Shadow's drinks.
It was for your own good, apparently.
It turns out.
Yeah.
It's weird being on this side of the, of the couch.
Yeah, you like seeing what happens on
the other side
Yeah,
lives,
how
yeah.
the other side lives.
And Bobby Chains, like the great Kreskin, was 1 for 8 in SummerSlam predictions.
1 for 8, huh?
Yeah, and at one point he argued with me for a match that I think had already happened who had won. But yeah, but even that one that he got, which was Brock Lesnar, was eliminated because he said Bayley wasn't going to get called up the next day. So it's like he lost the bonus round. But the show was underwhelming. I did miss watching wrestling with Raven Shadow. We watched before SummerSlam.
Did you see Cena AJ Styles?
Yep, that was good.
Yeah, that was
Raven
great.
Shadow. You saw that one?
Yeah,
Okay.
and that was probably my favorite of what I watched.
It might have been the best match of the show, which I wouldn't have picked heading into the show.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But it's also weird too because with the network's delay, Dynamo would kind of go through other like wrestling things and show me stuff. So I'm not really sure what was on SummerSlam. I was telling somebody, I was like, "Did you watch SummerSlam? That Tajiri Samoa Joe match was excellent." And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, they had the Cruiserweight Challenge. It was a hell of a fucking SummerSlam.
Yeah, we watched The Extraordinary Gentleman versus Akira Tozawa to warm up for SummerSlam.
Oh, that did
Oh, Jack Gallagher?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we watched
That match was awesome.
Yeah.
we watched Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe.
We watched I think I did that the other day too. But that was because of Rum.
Samoan Joe?
We watched Samoa Joe versus Nakamura.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah. Where Raven Shadow realized that he thinks he is Nakamura. So that was good.
Did you like Nakamura's entrance?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the
That's
best
fucking
entrance
awesome.
ever.
Fucking the best.
Dynamo, apparently you were trying to do the Nakamura all day long.
I was.
Have you got it down yet?
Nope.
How many times did you fall over?
At one point, I tried to do the Nakamura, and my assistant tried to put her wallet in my mouth.
And Nakamura's my dude.
That was good.
I'm dressing like that at fucking June 5th. I know what?
October 15th.
June 15th.
June 5th.
Yeah.
June
That's a
15th.
good day, though. That's a good day.
Yeah.
Just pick a random day to
Yeah.
dress up like Shinsuke.
Dress like
Nakamura.
You can find me. I'll post it.
Know what I like about Nakamura is that he's very, very sports entertainment, like outside the ring, but his finishing move is definitely knocking dudes out for real.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he totally broke Samoa Joe's jaw, it seemed like.
The thing I don't understand is why did he change the name from the Bomaye knee to the Kinshasa?
Yeah,
They're both hard to say.
Well, I think they were afraid that people would think he was Michael Raven Shadow. Bomai.
Jethro says PlayStation Network has been down for about 3 weeks.
What?
I didn't hear that. That's crazy. So I'm really far behind. Stop ruining the latest pay-per-view for me. Sorry, man. We talk about wrestling.
Whoa. But that's Johnny.
But that's how we watched it.
Yeah.
So it couldn't have been that down, right?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I watched some YouTube.
Did you watch Raw? Because they kind of tell you what happened.
I didn't watch Raw yet. I watched enough to see that something came up that Bailey came in.
So you could tell Bobby
To
Cheese
rub
was
it
wrong.
in. Yeah. He doesn't remember anyway. It's okay.
I'm sure.
But like,
It was a good time, wasn't it, guys?
Yeah.
Great time.
but yeah. No, I bought lots of food that no one ate, but everybody drank my rum. So
Well,
it
of
was like
course.
pirates.
That's were they Muppet Pirates?
No. It's definitely 2 out of 4 men on a dead man's chest, though. That's for sure.
I barely had rum.
Yeah, no, that's true. I'm happy I don't know if I'm happy or ashamed that my tolerance is still the same. Like, I was afraid that I was going to drink that much rum and be like you usually are.
Thank you.
But
That's good. Yes.
but I wasn't. I felt like I was pretty together anyway. I feel like I remember everything.
And to be fair, when I get like the way I am sometimes, it takes a lot.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I know you're there for like you work.
Sometimes.
It's hard work.
I've been really
You got a good tolerance. You built,
Yeah,
you didn't drink so much, over the years for nothing.
Yeah, no, I didn't
Yeah.
go to drinking school to not, come out with a diploma.
No one was ever
I di-
tricked that you showed up here and 2 Rolling Rocks later you couldn't even stay in your seat. Like we knew that there was some pregame.
Yeah, definitely. 2 Rolling Rocks aren't going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes you 80 beers to get drunk, dude.
Not even if you injected it directly into your heart. Yeah, so no, it was good. It was just nice to hang out with some dudes and watch SummerSlam. I usually work on the weekends a lot of time, the part-time end of my job, so I'll end up watching that on like a laptop or something, which isn't as fun. So an NXT was awesome. Wolfie, did you get to see NXT?
I did, yeah. I actually watched NXT while you guys were probably watching SummerSlam because I was so
Yeah.
far behind.
Those two, I don't think there was a bad match on NXT. Like,
No, I think there were some matches that were just okay, but that's what they were supposed to be. Like,
Sure.
I think the opening match, wasn't it Austin Aries versus No Way Jose? Was that the opener?
that was the second match. Bobby Roode kicked off the show, didn't he? Oh no,
No,
it was
no,
Austin
no.
Aries, No Way Jose.
So, I mean, that match was fine, but, the opening match isn't going to be the best match of
Yeah,
of
no,
the
that
show.
was like Ric Flair versus JYD, and that was
Yeah.
Austin Aries really working hard to.
Well, I did
have a match.
really like seeing Kenta. I always call him Kenta, but
Yeah.
but
I don't even know his
Hideo
name.
Itami come
Yep.
out, and place blew up when he did the fucking go to sleep.
Yeah, he definitely killed Austin Aries. So.
Austin Aries did get injured on that, actually.
Really?
Yeah. or no, I'm sorry, not on that. He hit him with his loafer. He
Oh.
like ruptured his eardrum, I think.
They're not doing like
with
a
fucking
very
loafer.
like they're not doing a very good job proving Vince wrong, are they? Like with the more high impact style of wrestling. Like I gotta tell you,
speaking of that, I'm sure you saw the Miz Daniel Bryan thing, right?
yeah, I'm not sure. Like I'm actually, I've been doing this. Daniel Bryan has now been part of two things that I'm not 100% positive were fake.
Yeah.
There was the famous among us, Ring of Honor thing where at one point, twice in a row, Roderick Strong chopped him in the face.
Okay.
And then he gave him like a MMA, like right in the middle, like just out of blue, gave Roderick Strong an MMA hold, or like a Kimura, I think those are called.
Come on,
Now,
yeah.
right in the middle of ring, it felt premature for a main event on a premium program. Like to 15 minutes in, have the champ slap a Kimura on a guy and tap him in the middle of the ring, like without any fanfare or anything like that. Yeah. So to this day, a lot of people are still not positive if that's real or fake. Or maybe anybody that's read his book, which is unfortunately not me yet, might know of that instance that came up. And then there was that thing that's been going around the internet today that Daniel Bryan seemingly broke kayfabe a little bit and started talking about the Miz's real wrestling style.
Yeah.
And the Miz,
I haven't seen it yet.
and the
I saw
Miz,
the post.
so, Miz is going like, I'm the Intercontinental Champion. How can you say I'm thing? He goes, I don't know. When I was in the Indies and I thought of like what a boring, soft WWF style wrestler was, like I thought of you.
Mic
And
drop.
then Miz
Yeah.
went berserk.
What's up, real world?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, Miz went nuts.
you saw it, MZ?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it.
It was good. I mean, it definitely teetered that line of
Yeah.
is this a shoot or work?
It wasn't
Yeah.
hard times though.
Yeah,
Like,
I had
No,
a hard,
oh, no,
yeah,
no,
I
no.
had a hard time deciding whether or
No,
not
we did hard times just earlier.
it was whether it was a shoot or work, or if their acting is just getting better and better.
I'm sure there was some truth to it. I'm sure it was planned, but there's definitely a little bit of a burn on either side because.
They like to mix lies with the truth.
So I don't want to get too deep into wrestling talk. We could probably talk a long time about it, but it was a good weekend of wrestling. Saw NXT, saw SummerSlam.
Yep.
And
Sorry, Jeff Phenomenon.
yeah, sorry, buddy. It's just like the big wrestling weekend. We talk about it. That's that's what we do.
How's your diet coming along, MZ? Better than mine?
Well, yeah.
That's you.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. No. Things are looking
I got a
good.
chunky in my face.
As he's
so I can't
eating
complain.
chunky, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're eating a chunky, and I got myself a vitamin water. Actually, you know what? I haven't
That's
had.
just soda, though.
Yeah, right.
No, it is. Look what the amount of sugar that's in
look,
there. That's not.
there is kind of a lot of sugar. You should get the.
No, I know the zero.
Yeah.
No thanks. That's
Well,
got aspartame in it, man.
No, it doesn't. I
Yeah.
wouldn't drink it if it had aspartame.
I hate things that end in
It's
zero.
got stevia, which is natural sweetener.
Stevia.
I don't drink aspartame.
Nah, I tried the zero stuff, man. I didn't care for it. I didn't care for it. But you
Well,
know
I
what?
tried the zero stuff. And I don't care for it either. You son of a
Ah! Oh, you're funny. You're funny. You're a funny guy. You should
Yeah.
have you should have your own show.
bitch. No,
It is.
You know, but you know what I am doing now?
you're
And-
masturbating under the table.
No.
Lots of
That
coke.
sounds like my lunch break.
Got the Ms. M picture up again?
Hard times, Daddy.
All jokes aside, like, she has to be one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen.
No, the
Like,
joke's on us.
yeah,
That's the thing. That's
like literally, if she can, like, with a waking up and seeing a photograph, like, take my breath away. Like how many years have I?
my breath away.
How many years have I known her? How many years has she been in the band? You know what I mean? Like, you'd think that I would be marginally immune. Like, you'd think it'd be one of those things where it would be like, she's so hot. And I'd be like, yeah, whatever. I'm sick of that girl. But, like, yeah.
yeah.
I was like, who's this? Ah, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I get disappointed. I'm like, who's this on my... fuck.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah. But, yeah. She's beautiful. But back to things that aren't beautiful. Monster Zero's diet. So it's going... What are you doing?
No, well, I haven't had soda in like 2 or 3 weeks
That's
now.
a good thing. Yep.
That's
And,
good. You'll lose like 5 pounds
At least.
like in 1 week.
Yeah.
alone.
When I did that, I lost like 20 pounds in just under a month from just not drinking soda.
Wow. Well, anyway, also I started this past Sunday. I started taking yoga classes.
Nice. Good for you, man.
Where?
Seriously, right down the street here.
I believe you.
Where?
Right down the street at what is it called? hold
DDP yoga.
on. Yeah.
You feel flexible?
Feel the bang. Dance Soul Motion. That's what it's called.
You shouldn't have said it. You
Yeah.
shouldn't have said it.
Dance soul motion.
tonight.
Dance soul motion.
Hey! I didn't name the goddamn place.
So it's at like it makes sense. It was in the dance studio. That's a little more
Yeah.
palatable. Then.
I mean,
because the last time you were in a gym, that guy pressed charges.
that's true.
Yeah,
That's
Jim's
true.
still not happy.
We're still waiting to get that cleared up. Well, anyway, it's interesting. You know, I took a 1 hour course. You know, I plan on going back tomorrow, as a matter of fact. And man, I'll tell you. I mean, I always knew that yoga was tough, but Jesus Christ, this was hard. I mean, it's not so much trying to get into these positions. That's the easy part. It's to stay in these positions.
Oh, yeah.
That's
You
the
got to
hard
hold
part.
him for a while.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole situation where you gotta where you
and
point
no
your toes.
And
your
no
feet.
offense, but you're not in the best shape right now.
No, I'm not. Which is
So
why I'm
it's hard,
taking.
yeah.
Which is why I'm taking it.
Yeah, the studio stairs are probably tough. Trust me, I know.
These stairs, hell, those are not. It's the stairs coming up to the front door. That's a problem for me.
Yeah,
still.
that's no good.
There's
Those are
4
three.
stairs.
From outs
Four
that are
stairs, ladies
outside.
and
No,
gentlemen.
trust me, I know. I'm like, I'm gonna have to do some drastic things to not have a heart attack on stage on the 15th.
But I mean, I only took one course so far, and it's very, very interesting, very painful. But I felt very relaxed, and I was a little sore after that.
Oh,
And-
yeah, you should be a lot sore, not a lot.
No, I was a little sore, surprisingly. I expected myself to be, wrenching in pain and farting throughout the entire class.
What, they stretch your asshole?
There are times where I thought my head was going to fall
Jesus.
into my ass, the way they had me positioned and everything. Because it's like you got to point your toes a certain way, your knees a certain way, your hips, your elbows, your hands, your head. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different ways.
Did you have to put your like heel to heels and stand up very straight?
There was a time. Well, no, but there was. You have.
I'm
to
just
do
making
like
sure you didn't accidentally take ballet.
No, I didn't take ballet.
Did you do the downward dog?
Yes, many times.
Did you do bird dogs?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
See, I know my shit. I do some. I do a little bit.
Even-
Okay, cool.
He comes over to my house. He does the downward dog the whole time.
You do the road dog?
Yeah. And I give him the raw dog.
Oh, Jesus.
Ugh.
Oh, whatever. You fucked worse than me. You come on. Beyond a
But-
shadow of a fucking doubt, you fucked worse than me. Yes.
I'm a worse fucker than you. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I'm a worse fucker than you.
I don't know if that's true.
Me having sex is pathetic.
James asks, is it rage yoga?
No.
Okay.
No. I forget what it's called.
Yoga in the name of.
Los Atlantis is hanging out. She says, hello, cats.
Hey, beautiful.
Hey,
How you
kitty.
doing? Hey, kitty.
Or cat, she's
You gotta
kitty.
do a little more yoga before you start
Shut
leading
up.
him with your pickup lines.
Shut up over there. Pickup line. But it's I'm enjoying it. I can't wait to go back tomorrow. Well, actually, I'm in the middle of a 2-week trial run, and which I can go as many times as I want, do whatever I want. Yoga. They got Pilates. They got.
Please take Pilates.
Pilates.
Please.
Lottie Dottie, I like Pilates. Lottie Dottie. Dottie. Lottie Dottie, I like Pilates.
Hey,
I
can you
keep
picture?
doing it
Can you
so
picture
I'm
me in
not
yoga
fatty.
pants?
Huh? No, did you wear?
Oh, please. You need to.
I am now.
Please. Oh my God!
I can see.
You would look like from behind
You'd be-
Nell Carter smuggling 2 watermelons.
He'd probably wear cut-off sweatpants over his yoga pants.
Yeah, picture me in yoga pants. Yeah.
I don't want to. For those who
But-
are just
and-
tuning
and-
in, Monza Zero took a yoga class this week.
Yes. And I plan on going back tomorrow. And And the teacher, she was very, very nice. You know, I think the people who were there before, they were doing Zumba, and
Please take Zumba.
Yeah, please.
I might take Zumba too. Who knows?
That's high intensity.
It is.
Can you imagine Monster Zero and all the fucking housewives doing Zumba and karate?
Can we go in and film it?
It's just amazing.
CryptoCast. We need to come back.
That's fucking bonus content.
I know.
Diet Coach over here.
I know.
But the lady who was teaching the Zumba class, she was asked to stay behind to help out with the yoga class. Apparently, there was somebody else that was supposed to show up, and they never did. I don't know. I think it might have just been the teacher being a little nervous, having to teach the class all by
Probably,
herself.
Nervous.
With a
You
guy
made
there.
her nervous.
Yeah.
I make everybody nervous. I make
Probably a
everybody
blinking ankle bracelet.
pee
made
their
her
pants.
nervous.
And but the teacher, she's awesome. I mean, she reminds me a lot of I think her name was Kelly from Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Kelly LeBrock.
No, she doesn't look anything like Kelly LeBrock.
Did you make her in...
Now drop and give me 20.
Did you wear your pants when you showered with her?
Yes, I did.
He's
And
not
my
wearing his
and
pants
my
now.
shoes.
His yoga pants.
And my shoes.
I think you would die if you wore yoga pants. I think it would be like giving you the Vulcan nerve hold. You'd like pull them in and you'd have the
oh my
waistband
Oh,
God.
gosh.
out.
Rufus and
Yeah,
Ronaldo.
and you'd let it
Oh.
go and you'd just die. You'd hear the double sound of air being let out of two balloons, and then you'd die. Again, for any new listeners, Monster Zero has abnormally large testicles. Legendarily, I'd say of the man testicles that I have seen, I'd say it's Wesley Willis, and then Monster Zero.
You've seen his testicles?
Monster Zero?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding?
Like you examine them? Like
Not close enough to know that
Okay.
I didn't want, like, the gravitational pull tried to get me down that way, but
Don't even get me started on the gravitational pull of my nuts. Jesus Christ.
I won't.
I
just did.
Talk about pain.
So what would you say is that?
Jesus Christ. Why don't you get a reduction?
Yeah.
Ball reduction.
What would you say is the hardest yoga pose
Uh,
that you did? Is it called the pose? I don't want to be condescending. I don't.
No, I don't know.
What do they call it?
I don't know what it's called, but what it is that they. I'll show you.
Oh, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, MZ. Let's call play-by-play. MZ.
Yeah. All right.
All right, MZ is gonna do one of his
Yeah.
one of his yoga moves here. He's getting positioned here. He's
He's
spreading his legs.
Looks like he's gonna take a dump.
He's
on
got
the
his
floor.
he's got his hands out wide.
He's just-
Okay, what is he doing, Mars? I can't see.
He's
him.
stretching down and touching his toes.
He's
and
touching,
pulling
he can touch his toes.
his feet up. Yeah.
Holy shit!
He's ruining the original art right now with his huge balls on it.
What is
Huh?
he doing?
This
I
looks
can't-
fucking
I
awful.
can't see him. I can't
so
see
he's
him.
so he's bent literally completely in half. I could not bend that way.
No, I can't.
Not
one-
for all the money at all the rest stops in Massachusetts.
One,
No, let
Yeah.
me tell you what it was.
one class and you're already stretched.
Yeah, you should stop.
You're fucking
You're
ready. Yeah,
done.
you're ready.
No, what it was that I was, I was, my legs were spread out, and then yeah, I knew you couldn't resist. And then what I do is that I had to put my fingers underneath my feet while my legs are straight, or at least try to be straight, and then pull up,
Okay.
and that stretches out the thighs, the back thigh muscles, and the back muscles, as well as
So
the
your hamstrings.
biceps.
Okay. All right. Hey,
Yeah, fuck it.
I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
I'm trying. It ain't easy, I'll tell you. It's hard. It's hard stuff.
We
but-
need a weekly yoga update from MZ.
Okay.
Keep you on pace. Keep
Yeah.
you going.
Yep.
Hold you accountable.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Lance Beefpile is impressed and horrified.
Yeah, I am too.
You think he would be more horrified than
Los
impressed.
Atlanta says he's just touching his toes. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
No, you gotta be there.
he was doing a little more than that.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. I'll be honest.
Yeah. I can't
Maybe
do that.
maybe MZ can teach a Trick or Treat Radio yoga.
Yoga class, that'd be good.
Trick or treat radio yoga.
Yeah.
Monster Zero
Trick or
yoga.
treat radio yoga.
Oh, okay.
Radioga is my favorite character in the Rama anime. Yeah, I'm really I'm actually like kind of blown out. Like I'm a little taken aback by your yoga move. It wasn't just because you were rubbing your balls all over that original Derek Ring. Like I don't think I could do what you just did.
No, it's not easy at all. Believe me, I couldn't do it.
Hold on a second.
You just did.
Oh, Mars is gonna try.
All right.
Holy shit.
All right. People, start covering yourselves with something.
Water wiggle is gonna go off. All right, so Mars, he's took his shoes off. He's getting into position. Teach him, MZ. Here, get the mic, MZ, and train. Yeah, coach him along. Coach him along here.
Yeah. Okay. Now. More this way.
More this way.
All right, now spread your legs out a little bit more.
Spread your legs.
Okay. Now
Open your mouth. Or close your eyes.
Oh shit! He's
Jesus
taking his
Christ.
pants
Oh no,
off.
he's taking his pants off. You don't
Ah!
no, you don't do it naked.
Oh god!
What the fuck?
His belt touched my foot.
What are you wearing? Those are. They have no elastic. They look like regular boxers. What the hell?
You got anything to say?
He put the mic to his balls.
They're looser on the bottom. You guys have seen these before?
Oh, man,
Those are really loose.
Someone's getting pink eye.
I have skinny legs. I can't help it.
How old are those underwear?
They have no elastic.
They're like 5 years old.
All right. Show him.
Okay. Now spread your legs. You guys couldn't stop laughing at that. All right, now bend down. Yeah. Now bend down and put your fingertips underneath your feet on the outside or on your tips right here. Yep.
Okay.
Now pull up.
I'm gonna die.
Dynamo says he's gonna die.
How's it feel?
Stuck. Just stuck. Am I doing it right?
Yeah, you're doing it right. You just gotta pull up.
You're gonna
can't-
hold it for an hour now, Dynamo. He stopped.
How do you feel?
I don't feel anything from the waist down. So it's
Those fucking boxer briefs.
they don't have an elastic here.
Goddamn pants on.
No elastic. Raven shall feel that.
Very shall feel it.
They look comfortable. They look comfortable.
There's elastic where it counts. Listen.
What the
kinda-
fuck?
What do you have for? What's the containment
is
unit
going
there? There's
on?
a different. It's got like a. It's like a mesh.
What is going on?
There's a weird mesh there.
I'm sorry, all you people watching this live.
It's to keep me cool.
I'm sorry.
It looks fun.
Everyone is saying, don't poop, don't shit. Agent Nicole says, don't pop any more ribs.
No, that's a good. Both those things are very fair points that I didn't even think of before.
Jesus, take your pants, Festus.
Lance Beepop said this will end in poop.
It very well could have. Man, that's hard though.
No, it is hard. It is, and
MZ's gonna fucking be a yoga instructor.
Yeah, I
soon.
don't feel as bad as I thought I was going to feel after when I was in that position.
Yeah.
But that's not a good way to be.
yeah, it's you know. It's hard. It's hard. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. It's not easy.
All right, well, let me go ahead and introduce everyone. I am Johnny Wolfenstein, the pencil pusher and producer of media for Trick or Treat Radio, the Deadites, and the Grand Guignol Network. We also have the Immortal Gunslinger, singer, lyricist for the Deadites, one of the co-hosts of the Elm Street Kids Movie Club, and he also made another guest appearance on Film for Thought doing a Godfather retrospective, which you wanted to talk about briefly.
Yeah.
Dynamo Mars,
Yeah, those guys thought I was idiots.
because you didn't like them.
It wasn't even like, I will say,
Or-
Raven Shadow,
Yeah.
I like Godfather 1 100% more than I thought I liked it. Like
Okay,
the first Godfather. I got some enjoyment of that. And Godfather 2, I also got enjoyment of. My point in it, and it's one of those, like, taught versus learned sort of instances. Like, they were taught through film school. It was drilled into their head that these were two of the greatest films of all time. So despite the fact that I probably, under the right circumstances, maybe with a tag team partner, so it wasn't so much like a gangbang,
Yeah.
like made the argument that there are probably some films that are just as good as that film. You know, Jaws is one that I constantly went up to. That is, in my opinion, a perfect film. But it was. It went poorly for me. So if you want to hear me knocked around worse than I am on Elm Street Kids for 90 minutes, go pay 99 cents over at filmforthought.payingcamp.com and buy that Godfather retrospective because it went poorly.
Did you have fun at least?
He said it was one of the best. Like when they reviewed on the latest episode where they reviewed War Dogs, Joe said it was one of the best retrospectives ever. It was very good conversations, but I just felt like it was. Those guys thought I was they weren't impolite.
Yeah.
Well, Joe was, but that's the relationship that we have. But they were. They just literally. It was like sort of like telling, a communist about capitalism. You know what I mean? Like they weren't a Republican Democrat stuff. Like they were not buying what I was selling at all. And I said it on the Fib, which I felt was mostly friendly territory. I don't think they're bad movies. I don't understand it's like Led Zeppelin. And someone else used this comparison very recently about these films.
Yep.
I think Led Zeppelin is a great band, but I don't think that they're one of the best bands ever. Like, I don't understand where they go. And it's in our promo, like, I'm not a big fan of the fetishism of the mob.
Right.
It's not, I don't enjoy it.
Well, it's interesting. I wish we could have worked that out.
Yeah, it would have been great.
I do love 1 and 2. I never saw 3. But a lot of that comes from.
I'm pissed I own it now.
Yeah, it's bad times.
No, you don't.
It was required fucking viewing when I was a kid.
You
You know
don't.
what I mean? It's what you watch.
You don't own it, Dynamo.
No. I
You
did
put your pants on.
I did get them. They just didn't come in
Oh.
enough time for me to watch all 3. Because supposedly these are the best transfers
Jesus.
in the history of
I can see his nuts.
of Blu-ray. You can't see my nuts.
I can say I the shade.
Jesus,
the
I mean,
shade.
you guys are lucky. I got the view of a
Of a
Jesus.
lifetime?
I have normal size nuts. What are you worried about? At least it's not Tom Testicle over here.
Robert Eronski's hanging out in the chat room.
Oh, Robert
I
Aronsky.
bet you Robert Eronski wouldn't dislike my
Well,
underwear.
he says, I'm not a fan of the Godfather trilogy.
Thank you.
And he also says, Film for Thought hated Ghostbusters, so I don't take their reviews too seriously anymore.
I don't know. That doesn't. A lot of people. There's a lot of venom towards those guys. I don't. There's a way to handle things when you don't like it, and I feel like they sometimes are on the line, but they're also trying to be entertaining too, right? They're not just like saying that on the internet. They have
Right.
a show. So if there's a bit of extra venom or hyperbole added in, like, they probably, not to pull back the curtain, but they probably are more or less, like, if you hear their ratings at the end of them, more or less maybe indifferent to some things that people think that they don't, they hate or whatever else. But they're a long-running radio show, and they got to keep people coming back week after week. And the way they do it is, I don't know, we take our pants off.
It's not for everyone. We're not for everyone either. So
No.
if
I
that's
do
just the way it
think
is.
the benefit of our show, and somebody's telling me to get my pants on. I do think the benefit of our show and Cult of Muscle is another good example of this I can think of off the top of my head. There is, when you have people that come kind of from different places cinematically, you get different points of view. You know what I mean? They tend to come from the same place a lot, even though, they don't always agree. Their point of view is often the same, whether or not they like it, because they're the same age. They went to film school together, so it,
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it's a. But I will say they are both like I hear some negativity about those guys in not the podcasting circles, but in the the chat rooms and whatnot, and they're really phenomenal dudes. So I mean, it's like, I don't know, like, not to say people respect Wiley just because she's like beautiful, but Wiley and I's relationship is very similar to Joe and I's relationship, So, and everyone loves Wiley.
Do you...
Not me, but
Do
everyone
you
else
sexually
loves
harass Joe, too?
No, I don't really sexually harass
I know,
Wiley.
I'm just kidding.
I probably
Joe hate you too?
I probably sexually harass Joe more.
Probably.
He's a good looking boy.
All right. We also have in studio this week, we have the vulgar guru of horror, star of Blood Pigs and Phidias.
Phidias.
I like Phidias.
Phidias and Ferb.
One-time contributor for Horror Hound magazine, Monster Zero.
And that writing credit might go up
For
by
our house?
1. No. I'm talking with somebody right now. I can't say
Right
anything.
now, like right
The
this second.
listeners?
Yep, right this very minute. No, I'm talking to somebody, and I might be writing something. I don't know.
Nice. You like
Maybe.
the Haley's Comet of journalism.
That's right. After
Every
this,
7 years.
Every 76 years, I'll come back for another one.
Well, good, man. Hopefully,
I hope so. You have a very interesting point of view.
Was that like sarcasm for asshole or something?
It was a compliment. Let's go fuck
Yeah,
yourself.
it's nice.
We also have the chain-smoking, hand-kissing, baby-shaking, lorazepam loving, former comic book reading nerd, and the official smoke machine for Castle Wolfenstein, Michael Ravenshadow.
That's right, Johnny. And while it's all well and good that Monster Zero's in the studio again this week, let's get down to fucking brass tacks.
Yeah.
The fucking pizza joint's back from fucking
It
vacation.
is back to
right
business.
now. Right now, fucking 5 to the pie up
Back
in this
to business.
motherfucker. Yeah.
Ravenshadow was pissed because they went on vacation for 2 weeks.
2
Yeah.
fucking weeks, really?
I did get to hear all about the
Mars
yeah.
got some.
I
he was
did get to
pissed
hear
about
about
it,
the
too.
My Greek Vacation. Yeah, that's where I hang out before the show. So I'm pissed Monster Zero's back. We were one fucking episode away from getting Wiley here in Cincinnati and permanently. So
Oh, shit.
she could do yoga.
Ooh.
She probably could.
No, I know she can. She's fucking jacked and superhero.
Nice.
She should teach. She should be the new diet coach.
That's a show.
Yeah.
Those two fucking teaching
Yeah.
people. Like,
Diet Coachella.
Oh my God!
it'd be outrageous.
Can we get that happening?
We should film something at June 15th.
Yeah, she'd be Diet Coachella.
You know what's interesting about Wiley though, and all jokes aside, I love her dearly. Is that she is strangely nice and compassionate to Monster Zero all the time, which isn't what I thought would happen.
Me too.
He's even surprised.
Yeah,
I think I'm more shocked than
Well,
you
I think
are.
it's because of I think you guys have a special bond because of the tuck dance.
oh, it could be,
Maybe,
could be.
maybe.
And she's seen him.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
she,
pretty-
she was like that.
Pretty, pretty revealing.
yeah,
yeah.
but she was.
The third woman that saw you like that?
The first.
Fuck you, man. No, but I mean, she was kind of nice on me even before then.
Nice on me.
Nice.
Well, I don't know.
Whoa.
I don't know how I don't know how to phrase it, but I mean, she would understand, and you know.
Yeah, no, I do. I am always surprised that she is real nice to you.
She's nice on you.
I don't get it,
Yeah.
but
Now at the end of the table, that's a different story.
Which I feel is kind of unfair.
Yeah, either end of the table.
Yeah. No, we're gonna do something different.
Okay. So you're happy you have your pizza?
Yeah, it's good times. Good times. I made it home alive.
When?
More than once this week.
More than it was tough.
Yeah, I was a fucking
Although
social.
you did delay my co-host,
When?
the baseball podcast.
Listen. I fucking got him there. I offered him cheese
I
and made
know.
him coffee, and I gave you the information.
You offered
you
him.
did. Actually, Ravenshadow was the responsible one and
You
texted me.
You offered him cheese.
Well, string cheese to take him with him like a snack.
That's a weird sentence.
Okay, Mom, thanks.
Well, my fridge isn't what it once was, and that's what I happen to have in my fridge.
You have string cheese. Yeah. Is that all you have?
JT, you want some string cheese and mustard to take with you?
I got some pepperoni.
You
what
want
are you in middle school?
You want a
Yeah.
string cheese sandwich?
And I got chicken nuggets.
Do you want me to wrap up the string cheese and relish packets for you?
Are they the dinosaur ones?
No, the ones that have the guy who's kind of like dreadlocks. He's got like
The wacky weird. The wacky.
yeah. I got those. I got pickles in there.
Did you get the colored?
You're eating really.
You're like a king.
Did you get the colored ketchup, like purple and green and
No,
stuff like that?
I don't like things that are green that shouldn't be green.
Do you bring a pizza home every night?
Well, it's just the last couple. I mean, Johnny, I had a calzone on Saturday.
That's essentially a pizza.
It's a pizza.
You're
pocket.
gonna end up being broke just from eating out.
I know.
You're gonna get fat. You're gonna have to go to yoga.
That's why I want these guys to get training so they can.
Although
like,
I don't think you can get fat.
nah.
You've been like 135 pounds since we've known you.
Yeah.
That's because my Italian biological makeup is enhanced by Earth's yellow sun.
It's true. Monster Zero, we really have no excuse though, because like we know so many like we talk about Wiley, El Goro, Coop, like we know some fucking jacked people.
Yep.
T-Dog and Wolfie.
Right.
Like
right.
Tiny Wife is perpetually in that shape somehow.
Ms. M.
Miss M is
Yep.
ridiculous. Like,
Like what's
You
our,
guys, you
what's
guys
our
gotta
yeah.
catch up.
Myra's another fucking one like Tiny White. She's looked the same for like 40 years. Like they're Dorian Grays of rock and roll. But how did we get so fat? Why do we let ourselves go like this? This is
I don't
terrible.
know, man. I don't know, but I'm working on it. I realize that I'm in a situation that I got to change, and that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, you don't want to end up like me.
enough, and it's time for a change.
You don't want to end up like me.
Don't call me a nugget.
I mean, there's
not a nugget.
there is 2 chug jugs over there.
Yeah.
There is, yeah.
Yeah, well,
There's no wondering what's
Yeah.
going on here.
And a chunky that's swirling around in your gut right now.
no, I brought every little bit of candy that I bought for the SummerSlam here, and if I live through eating it, it's not coming back to my house now.
Don't you want to look like I don't know, like Ravishing Rick Rude or something?
No.
Like that? No.
I would be happy to just look like a live Dynamo.
he wants
Would
to
you
look
rather-
like Ravishing Rick Grimes.
Or do you want to have like a body like Bill Cosby or?
No, I already have a body.
Well, you have a
like
body
that.
like Bill Cosby. Well, you can always well look at it this way. You can always go in the middle and say, Ravishing Bill Cosby. And now I'd like for all you Minnesota meatheads to shut your mouth and pay homage while I show off my ravaging body. You see, hit my music. Hit the music. Come on, Wolfie, hit the music. Cosby Show
I need
music.
more lead time than that.
I'd like all of you
Cosby Show music.
to be in the deep. Look at my biceps and my bibbity doops and my bobbity dee dops.
Oh, now I want you to hit my music, you see.
What's this show? Is it Schlong Dr. Hospital? Is this German? Play that credit back again.
Zip zabba, zip zip zabba dibby dibba dabba doo.
Oh shit.
All right, shut off my music.
Is Bill Cosby's finishing move called the Rude Asleepening?
No, it's the Rudy Awakening.
The Roofy Awakening?
No, the Schlenga Dr. Huxtable.
Schlang Dr. Huxtable. What the fuck?
What is that?
And now I would like all you Minnesota meatheads to shut your mouths
What is this?
while I show off my
Is this a-
ravaging body.
Is this a Russian?
Let me take a screenshot of this.
It's gotta be German. It's gotta be like what he's called there. They fucking knew.
Hit my music.
They're slinging Dr. Huxtable.
Ziggity,
Zippity zippity bop.
zippity diggity hell. I want y'all. Mean conf pages, time to get you. Mean
Should I post this up on the Fib as the header? For
Now I want all you Miami morons to shut your mouths while I show off my ravishing body. You see, hit my music.
Shouldn't it be a routine body?
That's not right.
I
Probably.
said, hit my music.
No, I didn't mean like that.
All right. You fucking love this.
That's pretty good. You dance just like him.
Thank you.
I really like this.
I'm just
dude.
having a seizure.
Oh, that's not funny. You can't say that.
Sounds like my Shinsei Nakamura dance.
Xing Lang Doctor. That's fucking good.
Should I keep that there?
Yeah, that's the
Schlagen Dr. Huxtable.
I'll just keep it up there.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh shit.
With the Blitzkrieg and the Schmitzkrieg and the
James says, if you play the Cosby music, does that mean MZ? Oh no. Jeremy Slegoth is hanging out. He says, was there weed tonight? You guys are killing me.
That's not the way weed works on most of us.
And James says it was the yoga. Dynamo is still without pants. It's
Yes,
true.
yes,
it was
he
the
is.
yoga.
It's not because I'm cool or hot this time. I just can't bend down to put my pants on.
I want all you Boston boneheads to shut your mouths and keep it quiet while I show off my ravishing body, you see.
You don't.
Hit my music.
Oh man, I think this has two of my favorite wrestling things ever in this episode. There's the ravishing Bill Cosby, and there's also the Hard Times promo from earlier.
Hey, it's Fat Brain.
All right, we got to wrap this intro up. So, I haven't even talked about what we're doing tonight. On tonight's show, or this week's show, or whatever the fuck you listen to it, we're going to discuss the film Sunchoke.
Sun choke you.
This thriller
Son chokes
was recently
Some choke
released
you out.
on VOD, and it stars Barbara Crampton. We'll talk about that in just a few moments. And then later on, we're going to do the Nerds of the Not So Roundtable. We're just going to have a roundtable discussion about what we've been watching, what we've been listening to, what we've been reading. Just kind of free form. It's almost kind of like a double tap, but not. You know, we're just talking about, you know, it's more of a conversation. So we'll talk about that. Then we'll play some voicemails, and then we'll wrap this shit up. So let's get to this, how you can support the show. There's a few ways. We still have the fundraiser is ongoing, and I would love to, I'm going to throw out a number. I would love to get about $350 more. That would really help us out, and we have about a little bit more to go on this fundraiser. So if you're on the fence, we have a lot of cool stuff. The grand prize has grown to be way bigger than we anticipated, because Derek Rook has given us some of his original artwork. You don't have to pull it all out, but if you want, MZ, you can look through it. Yeah.
You didn't use ball braille to figure out what it looked like before when you were rubbing your package all over
Yeah,
it?
he's like fucking Daredevil. He can fucking.
Yeah.
So he
He's
gave
got
us
tactile testicle knees.
There's some really amazing stuff in there. And we have a bunch of other cool stuff for this Grand Guignol prize. So for every $1 that you donate, gives you one entry into the grand prize contest. That also means you can go ahead and buy merch on our website. If you want to get a t-shirt, you want to get a Deadites CD, you want to get the download card, you can get buttons, you can get the greatest hits, volume 1 and 2, Trick or Treat Radio's greatest hits, and we have some premium content up there with an old Deadites interview from many, many years ago.
I've got another one on deck. Do you guys want another one of those? If you buy it, we'll put it up.
And I'll tell you what, if we hit the remaining $350, if we hit that before the end of the fundraiser, I will release
The Kraken.
a tape of us wrestling, our old backyard wrestling. I will release that shit.
You have to talk to my lawyer before you do
No. And there's a bunch of other cool stuff. So you guys can head to trickortreatradio.com, click on the ticket on the front page, and right there you can go ahead. It gives you all the information, what we're going to use the money for, what you can get from giving us, because you get, no matter, like, there's a bunch of tiers. Once you buy into one of those tiers, we will give you stuff. We'll help you. You'll be able to program the show. You'll get an exclusive podcast just for people who donate in a specific tier. You could come on the show. You could come on all the shows. You could be a guest.
You can come on all of us.
No.
Okay.
That's definitely not part of the deal.
Okay.
Speaking of that, I'm gonna try.
Speaking
I don't
of
think
that.
it will happen. I'll find out. I'll try to figure out for sure. If not, I'll just sit down and do it one afternoon. But I owe Nicholas a commentary,
Yes, you do.
and I'm hoping that I can book it during Rocket Shock weekend because there's somebody who I really want to be on it.
Well, you've already admitted who it was.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Well,
But that would be
sponsor
cool.
zero.
I don't know how we're going to make it happen at Rock and Shock because you'll have to watch the movie while you do it. It's a
Yeah.
commentary. So, but maybe we could figure something out. And
We'll project it on the back of Monster Zero.
there you go. Well, if he keeps doing yoga, he might not fit. The screen might not fit on his back. So we have the fundraiser going on. You can get lots of cool stuff. And like I said, we'd love to get an additional $350. It's not a ton, especially if we have 10 people give us 35 or whatever, So go ahead, check that out. We also have a way for you to donate right to us using our PayPal link. Just click on that and you can go ahead and just donate money, and that'll also count towards the contest if you want. And we also have the Amazon link. If you go ahead, click on the Amazon logo, anything you purchase in that session, it gets attributed to us. It doesn't cost them any extra, Raven Shadow.
Oh, but it helps keep the lights on.
That's right. So, for anything you want to buy on Amazon, go ahead and use our link. We got a tiny little cut of that. We'd appreciate it. We also have our friends over at XSplit.
XSplit!
And XSplit provides the awesome streaming service you see when you watch the show on Wednesday evenings, or if you watch it later on after the fact. If you're not watching it live, that's fine. And they have some really cool stuff. So if you want to do a podcast, stream it live like this, or if you would like to do a Let's Play or watch us die like our friends at Haunting TV, you should go ahead and check out XSplit. And we also have our friends over at Horror Pack.
Horror Pack!
So I just got a press release for them. They're doing a pretty cool thing. They're going to have... So next month, this is going to be, I guess, September. It says... This is from them. Horror Pack says, we're unleashing a limited edition title in both packs. That's right, a limited edition DVD and a limited edition Blu-ray. So no matter which option our subscribers pick for September, they'll get something they definitely don't have in their collection. So this is going to be a limited edition release that's only available through Horror Pack.
It's an exclusive through Horror Pack?
I don't know if they didn't say exclusive, so let's hold that out. It's a limited edition.
That's cool.
But they said that you don't have it in your collection, so maybe it is. Maybe it is exclusive. They didn't use that word, but so in the September Horror Pack, they'll be releasing a limited edition DVD and a limited edition Blu-ray. So if you're not already a subscriber and you want to be, you can go ahead and click on our link. It's right on the front page of trickortreatradio.com. Sign up, and you could get one of those limited edition DVDs or Blu-rays, whichever you choose. They'll give you 4 every single month. One of those cool subscription services like Loot Crate or, BarkBox. If you got a dog, there's a bunch of
Or you're a tree.
or you're a tree, or if you're Groot, a bunch of cool stuff. So check them out. The link is right on our page. Click on that, and we get a tiny cut of that as well. So I think that is going to do it for...
One more thing.
Yeah.
For those of you who are thinking of traveling out to our return to the stage at 89 Green Street on October 15th. As
Beautiful Worcester,
Massachusetts. This is part of Rocket Shock Weekend. If you buy your ticket ahead of time, you have the opportunity to win a 3-day, 2-night trip for 2 to the destination of your choice. These destinations, no joke, you can go to Las Vegas, Reno, Cape Cod, which is not a big deal to us because we're from here, but if you're, if you are Wiley or Jeffrenomicon, a trip to Cape Cod might be a nice thing. Lake Tahoe, Dayton Beach, Atlantic City, Anaheim, Sedona,
Sedona.
Yeah. Lake Havasu.
Havasu.
Gesundheit. Park City, Utah. Palm Springs, Charleston, South Carolina. Gettysburg, Tennessee. Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Is that what that is? Hilton Head, South Carolina. Williamsburg, Virginia. Niagara Falls, Myrtle Beach, Orlando, Florida, and San Antonio, Texas. Like HBK.
Nice.
All right. Well, that's... So you got to buy them in advance
Right.
online.
So you come into the show anyway, and what happens is you pay ahead of time for your tickets.
Yep.
You print your ticket.
Yep.
You give it to the awesome door guy. And
supposedly awesome.
Nah, he's nice. He's one of the last layovers from when I had anything
okay, good.
From when I had anything to do with that joint. So you give it to him. He gives you a raffle ticket. That might not be the only raffle going on that night, mind you, but that's the one for something you're doing anyway, right? You're traveling out to the show. You're going to come see the Deadites. Even if you live local, you're coming to see the Deadites anyway, right? You can win an opportunity for a trip. And we're going to be there. October 15th. There's a couple of more huge announcements about that show coming up. We haven't hit even a quarter of the cool announcements we have. And it's an amazing stacked bill, including the area debut of Mary Catman, who a lot of you may remember from that band Day 12 we played with a couple of times. They were awesome. And she's awesome. She's a great lady.
Yeah, Daddy.
Our brothers, Beaver McD and Captain Insidious and the Agents of Chaos, and Rhetoric.
It's gonna be a hell of a show.
Did you say that right, Morris?
I retort.
You got it right the first time. So that's going to do it for the intro here. Raven Shadow.
Yes.
You sit down and watch Sunchoke. You saw one scene last week. You were really excited about this film.
And that's how I got ready for it. You know, because we saw, for those who didn't know, we're in studio. There's little two girls in a bath. One was in the bath. One was outside the bath.
We reenacted that before SummerSlam. Actually.
Oh yeah, it was fun. That was fun.
She was shaving her.
Yeah, and that's a good fucking segue, Johnny. So I'm in the tub, right?
Yeah.
And Italians are hairy people. You know what I'm saying? So I start thinking about Monster Zero.
Well, can you use human razors?
No, I gotta get like the fucking adamantium shit.
Yeah,
I
that's what I thought.
I got a weed whacker. I got a hedge. I got a hedge.
Hedge clippers.
Hedge clippers. You know, it's weird. I got a lot of sticky tape. It hurts. So that's thinking about Monster Zero, and he's so I'm very hairy, right? Like a man, you know what I mean? But he's so smooth.
Like a baby.
Yeah, it is weird.
And you're good. Look, you're powerful. Don't get me wrong. You know, no shame in the game, but you're very smooth, and it really weirds me out. So then I got out of the tub.
You finished?
I finished. I moved the laptop from the TV tray.
You took his advice.
Yeah. I was nervous for a minute. I almost fell. That was weird.
I put it on the toilet, but that's just the way that my bathroom's set up.
I got to do that again. So I stopped doing that.
Yep.
And then, we're at the end of the day after all those thoughts, I just, ended up, I had to fucking surrender to the bender, and then I strapped on.
This October, the Deadites return to the stage on which they made their name, in the room they made dangerous. October 15th, it's trip-hop goddess Mary Catman, the nerdcore sounds of Agents of Chaos, and the evil grooves of Rhetoric. And then, it's the dead, it's the rad, it's the funky, it's the Deadites. October 15th, Rock and Shock Weekend. It's the best night of the best weekend of the year at the Cove Music Hall in beautiful Worcester, Massachusetts. It's the return of the Deadites Halloween Extravaganza, hosted by the voice of Talk Without Rhythm, El Goro.
Trick or Treat Radio is the greatest podcast ever invented. The spelling is very bad. I'm not sure who wrote this. And the Deadites, is that a company that procures houses? The Deadites. Oh, it's the Deadites. The Deadites are a fantastic musical act. That is what I was supposed to say. And there you go. There it is. Cheeseburger. Remember to rent The Fly, because that's a good movie for making love to.
Jeff Goldblum, thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully we can get you on the show again sometime soon.
I'm Ruby Burble.
What's up, y'all? It's me, the Yeti. Telling all the ladies that they couldn't be more fine and that we should knock those boots like Frankenstein. When I want to get my nerd on, I go to Facebook and I go to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group. That's the place where I get to talk about all the hip new horror movies, all the cool comics,
Like comics.
RPGs, video games, you name it, we're talking about shit on there. And you could not be any cooler if you were the coolest kid in school. Be the first kid on your block to swing their cock over at the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group. Just go to Facebook, search for Trick or Treat Radio, ask to join, and it's like Nerd Nirvana, baby, without the shotgun blast. This is the Yeti, signing out. See you at the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group.
Follow us on Twitter at The Deadites, TheDeadites.com, and TrickOrTreatRadio.com.
All right, we are back.
Take it off my pants at 1:45. That's a rap I came up with listening to that
Yes.
song.
Thankfully, during the commercial break, Dynamo's pants have finally made their way back
Yes.
around his waist.
Yeah, whatever.
Thankfully.
Friggin' Puffy the Cheeseburger Slayer.
Puffy the
You can call me whatever you want. At least the pants stay on.
Well, you don't get underwear on, so they have
That's right. And no, they don't have to.
to. Yeah.
I do it for the welfare and the well-being
Your
of my
balls
of
hanging
my
down.
fellow
Between your leg looks like the back of
podcasters.
somebody's fucking mouth.
Yeah, well, I mean, they swing down.
Yeah.
You'd be like the kind that you find on the back of a rig, that they swing back and forth on the trailer hitch. They swing back and forth,
Tell you live in South Grafton, that's for sure.
All right, we're going to talk about the flick Sunchoke. This film is 83 minutes. It's a drama mystery thriller. It just was released on video on demand
It was.
a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
So it's new to most of us. And it was, I'm not quite sure how to say this dude's name, so I'm probably going to butcher it a little bit. He wrote and directed it. It's Ben Kreseman, or Kreskaman. I think it's Kreseman, probably. And so he this is his second feature, I believe. He did one other one, which I have not seen. Have either of you seen Negative Space?
No.
Okay. I think it was just a drama, so I don't know that it would have been on our radars necessarily, but...
Kresselman? Ben
C-
Kresselman?
It's Cresciman. Kreskaman. Kresaman.
Oh, I thought that was an L.
No. I just don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know if that's a soft C or hard C. Anyways, this film stars
Give me a C. Give me a bouncy C.
Christina Amber, Derek Bevel, Jim Boven, Barbara Crampton, Sarah Hagen is the star, and we also have Sarah Malakul-Lane
Who,
as Savannah.
Sarah Malakul-Lane is also in our buddy Steven's new joint.
Oh, is
At the
that
Gates,
true?
along with Barbara Crampton.
Nice. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Very cool. She is in Beyond the Gates. She plays Dahlia. All right, cool. So, this flick here, the synopsis, very simple. Janie's just trying to get well.
That's got to be the worst, but yet at the same time, probably most appropriate.
No way. I think the IMDb synopsis for the Dead Pit is the worst.
No, that was the
Wait,
best.
is it still the same? Let me
don't
look it
know.
up. I gotta look up that.
That's still the best. Are you kidding me? I love that synopsis. Now, the one for Sunchoke,
I could spell it.
it's what, the Dead Pit?
Yeah, I said. Well, I know I spelled it wrong. I said if
Oh.
I could spell it right. What were you gonna say about Sunchoke?
No, I was just going to say, I think the synopsis is terrible,
It's awful.
but it's also kind of
Well, maybe the movie is too.
point
We'll
on.
find out.
Yeah.
The Dead Pit. Here it is from 1989. Let's see if the synopsis has been changed or if it's still the same. Let's take a look. Why is it loading so slow? All right. A renegade doctor shot
Yeah,
dead.
they
and
they
changed
changed
it.
it, yeah.
Shit.
Ah, man.
I wonder
was
if
it the Dead Pit?
Yeah. Because
It was
the
the Dead
thighs.
Pit.
It was
Yeah.
the thighs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it got changed. Oh, that sucks.
What was it?
It
Something
was like
about
the lead.
thighs.
No, it was her butt, right?
Oh, I
the
thought
lead,
it was thighs.
The lead actress had very nice back end or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
That's a fucking synopsis.
All right, so let me go ahead and pull out my notes here. I wasn't prepared with my notes. And so this movie, there's not a ton coming out on VOD right now. I don't know if there's a lull in the summer. There's some big stuff coming out soon. I know we have Neon Demon coming out soon.
Yes.
There's a couple others that are on our radar coming out closer to the fall. But it seems like there's not a ton of stuff going on right now on VOD. So
To the fall.
and plus, we had kind of veered away. We did last week. We did a film from 1985. So I wanted to get back to something current. And
Are we doing 31? Are we gonna be able to make that work somehow?
yeah, we'll do it.
I'd like to have Wiley on for that.
It is
Maybe Jake.
well, it is playing. You sure about that?
Yeah.
I don't know who you hate more. But I mean, it's playing. It's at that sneak preview thing, September 1st. I don't know if
Yeah.
any of you
it's
guys
not,
are going. But
No, it's not. That's when full out operation. learn how to sing and make the Deadites sound like a band again. Starts.
So, all right, this flick here. Now, I honestly don't have a ton to say about this flick.
That's fair.
Barbara Crampton was awesome, and I thought the girl Sarah Hagan, I think is her name, who played Janie, was also very good. I think there was a lot technically that was done very well in this film, but I just didn't care. I didn't care.
Yeah, you really don't give much of a damn about about any of these characters. They are all really kind of bland. This is a very bland film. There's nobody to root for in this movie. It's just,
I don't think they're supposed to be either.
I don't think so. Yeah, no, I don't think so either. But I mean, that can really hinder whether or not you really care about the movie, just like you said. You know,
Yeah.
I honestly, I'm kind of indifferent towards it because on a technical aspect, like you said before, it's very well done. I think it's well acted. I think the cinematography, for what that's worth. I mean, because most of the shot, it's mostly indoors. Is fairly decent. It's very difficult. This is a very difficult movie to review, and try to expound upon it.
I got a little bit. Like, first of all, I think all the acting was great.
Yeah.
Which is something, like, usually that's where a lot of these low budget ventures fall apart.
They fall.
Like,
and if they don't have a good script, they don't have all the these other things going for it, or if it's not made technically well, then it's a piece of shit.
Right.
But this had a lot of good going for it.
Yeah. I will be on now. Someone a bit more academic than me, or maybe a smarter cinephile, may get it, but I will say right out that I'm not 100% sure what this movie was about. I can tell you everything that happened, but I'm not 100% sure what this movie is about. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that though this movie did a lot of things right visually, and the acting was definitely the best super low budget film that I've seen in a long time, acting wise. Like, Barbara Crampton, like we said, was phenomenal in it.
Yep.
And the lead did a great job of, like, kind of like it's easy to play that crazy part and turn.
But she was also very subtle in a lot.
Turned
in
to
a lot
dinner
of
theater.
areas too.
Yeah. And I think I got it. I think I got the elements of it. I think I got that she. I don't want to give anything too much away because again,
keep it as
but
spoiler-free as you
I think that I understood all the things that happened and why they happened, but I don't think I understood why the world was happening. I guess, to put it generically, why the characters were in this situation, and I just don't think it all tied together very well. I think that there was a very interesting and very engaging visual concept was not delivered as well as a narrative concept.
Yeah. So I think the thing here is, just in watching this, I thought it was more of a character study than it was a movie. Because it didn't, sure, it had a linear direction. Things happened. It's not like it was bouncing all over the place, but I just felt it was more just an examination of Janie and her character, and what was going on with her was, like, there seemed like there could have been some other stuff going on. Was her caretaker controlling her, Barbara? And once again, I'm kind of toe the line a little bit here. I don't want to give too much away, but was Barbara Crampton, was what she was doing, her character doing, justified, or was she being a little manipulative and controlling? And there was certainly some of that, but I just think that this was just a character study about Janie, and I think it had an opportunity to say something relevant, and I don't think it did that. I don't think it wanted to. I think it just wanted to be what it was, but I think that there was an opportunity to say something more meaningful
Yeah.
about abuse
Or at all.
feminism or mental illness or something.
You know,
I'm going to say something weird. I think the director really knew these characters.
Yeah.
Like, because this is not to sound like Michael Ravenshadow here. I have kind of a point, but like, you could tell who, like, two of the female leads were. Like, you could tell a lot about them by the way they fucked or got fucked. Like, you could tell a lot about Barbara Crampton by the parody of the patterns of the clothes that she wore.
Yeah.
Like, you could tell a lot about about two of the characters anyway, not maybe the lead, about how by how they dressed. You know what I mean? These characters seemed very thought out all the way through, which makes the fact that I don't think the through line, it's almost as if, I'm not disagreeing with Wolfie's character study aspect. It's almost as if this movie is wasn't designed to be a movie, same as Wolfie said, that it's almost like the cameras were rolling on this day and the cameras rolled till this day.
Yeah.
And that's just when it was going to end, whether or not there was like any sort of satisfying. And I think there was. I mean, I think that everyone that was in the movie has a through line, but I don't think that it's satisfying. And I also don't even know, like, there was a joke made, but there's a really good point to be had that, like, there's a couple people that I don't even know if they were really there. Like,
oh, yeah.
So.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, so, like, there's one very, very important character that I feel like might have been a machination of her mind creating her form of capture for someone else. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, so I just feel like we talk about this a lot. There's a line between an ambiguity, like something that really delivers on it, like Beyond the Black Rainbow, and something that's not, huh?
No. You stole my thunder on that because I was going to mention that movie too.
Something that's not, something that feels like it's not, like I question its ambiguity. Like I feel like it's underdone, I guess.
Yeah, there's a certain subtlety and a line that they just don't want to cross.
And the thing,
like they want, I'll agree also with Wolfie's character study theory. It just doesn't feel like it wants to get off the ground.
Yeah.
Like it wants to stay subtle. It wants to stay subdued. And also, this is the kind of movie that, and I hate these kind of movies where it feels like at the start of the film, like you've already missed like 10 minutes of it. Like there's like 10 minutes of it, like that's not at the beginning of the film.
Right.
That would definitely help out with the build up of these
right.
characters as well as the storyline and what's
and I don't agree with you. I don't disagree with you, I should say, but I don't mind that if we get it back, but we never do. We kind of start at that point, and I if I may be marginally or more, depending on what side of the table you stand on, Michael Ravenshadow, if I may be marginally pretentious here for a minute. As a writer, right, or a songwriter, we'll say, that's something that I think that no one can deny that I am. I'm not a very good one, but I don't like to say exactly what I mean. Like, I wrap it in a particular innuendo, right?
Right.
But Aquaphobic, again, I think is not only my favorite song, but a perfect example of this. If I don't give you enough to, like, if I just use water metaphors and horror metaphors, and don't give you enough of the right keywords to make you know what it is it really about that just because I know that it's about that? Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and I feel in this movie, there was an overarching statement that, for me, and I'm glad I'm not alone, because I thought it might just be me, there was a certain amount of stimuli that wasn't there that made me not understand the whys. I understood the hows and the whens of everything that happened in this film's running time, but none of the why. And with the exception of, I think I've globbed on to from the scene where she saw somebody in a passing car on. I think I understood that part of the story / her psychosis. But on either end of that, and who was really there, and what really happened to her, and how long what's been happening to her, and when some of that stuff happened, like I feel like that was all either underperformed or underdeveloped.
No, definitely. And I mean, watching this, I felt like I was like in hospice. Like it just. and once again, I was I was very social this weekend.
It's true.
And I was over some local friends from the shop on Tuesday night. And
You're a social butterfly now.
Yeah, man,
I love it.
It's an all new era, and there might have been a $55 bottle of whiskey that was being drank a little bit.
It might have been.
It might have been.
Yeah.
I'm sure what was drank, but so when I got home, there was definitely a lack of stimuli. Well, at this part of the evening. But yeah, no, and I was trying to kind of get into it, and you can kind of, you felt like kind of Rosemary's Baby thing, and is there some sinister thing taking care of the person? It's like, or even like tough love. If you have someone who's dependent on alcohol or drugs, when you're going to help them, finally or for the last time, maybe you do kind of bust their balls, or whatever. Have that illusion. So
right.
Maybe it is for their best interest. But yeah, it just. I mean, all right, the tub scene was cool.
Yeah.
There was some nudity.
I'm not complaining, but would you guys agree that the lack of kind of a through line in this movie made the sex and sometimes the nudity seem uncharacteristically exploitive?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Or
I'm
not-
glad you
or-
said that,
or
'cause
not
I
even
thought so too.
Not needed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I'm not.
And coming from you, that's
Right,
saying
right,
something.
right, right.
I'm not complaining. Like I think that like it was welcome. Like it was one of those instances where I'm sort of a hypocrite. The critical eye of me is saying it's not needed, but the dumb testosterone-driven man is saying the same thing that happens in every movie that we watch, and that's I hope I get to see her naked.
Yeah, I'm going to paraphrase George Lucas.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
His line is, and he obviously reneged on it if you saw, his later work, but he once said in an interview, a special effect without a story is a very boring thing. So maybe, nudity without, fun or a good time is a boring thing.
She had a phenomenal bum.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and that's the other thing I like about these women, though I felt like not only were they all very beautiful, not only were they all like really interesting characters and all very uniquely attractive in both personality and aesthetic, like I felt like they weren't like fake Hollywood people at all.
Right.
Well, I mean, like
They're real people.
Barbara Crampton is supernaturally beautiful, so that's, without thing, but like, and there's also a weird exploitative part of the way the character acted like a child. And when she got down to her business, and it was very graphic. I mean, not Blue Bunny graphic, but very graphic. Is that what that's called? Blue Bunny's
Brown
the ice
Bunny.
cream. Yeah, Blue
Brown
Bunny's
Bunny.
the delicious ice cream I
Yes.
ate this weekend. But yeah, so
Brown Bunny is something
yeah,
different.
right, exactly.
Oh, I don't want to know.
Hi-oh.
Ask Chloe Savigny.
Yeah, she can't talk right now.
Yeah.
But we're bad people tonight.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, stop it.
Jesus.
Oh, that's a terrible way to be. Yeah, so Buffalo 66 stuff's not gonna hit. But that guy's a douchebag.
I fucking hate Vincent Gallo.
Yeah, I fucking hate him.
Yeah.
No, he's the worst.
Bastard.
Yeah, but he like if I could make a movie just to
Who would
have
win the
that
fight?
situation.
Vincent Cassell or Vincent Gallo?
That's
Cassell.
not enough. That's not enough. fucking
Cassell. That's
I
not
know.
even. That's not even a joke.
I
dude.
know.
Though that other dude definitely, seemingly, if you've seen it, made a movie just to get a blowjob for real and have multiple takes have to happen.
Yeah.
Like, so he's either an idiot or way smarter than I am.
Hey, we have a green screen now.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Sarah Hagen's performance, though. I thought she was quite good at whatever it is that she was doing. I really appreciated her natural appearance.
Yeah. Je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, I really appreciate that fact that she was basically the girl next door, and not in a cute, hot way either. I'm talking like literally the girl next door, somebody you would.
Well, she
But I'll tell you this, man.
She looks sick.
Yeah, there's something unusual about her. I think it's her voice, because her voice does not carry along with the physical.
Well, I don't know if that's her real voice, but
I don't know, man. That
she sounded like a child, or like a small person.
It sounded very high pitched. I mean, it sounded natural, but I don't know, man. There's something about it that was just off about that too.
Speaking of special effects, there wasn't a lot of them, but I think the special effects that were there, the visual effects, were fucking great. As far as practical effects go. Come on, that Barbara Crampton thing?
That was good, yeah. And there was a couple other scenes, like when she was having sex with the dude, you know, like I won't
That's
say.
my fucking worst.
Oh, yeah.
That's my worst nightmare.
But having sex with a dude?
No, that's okay, but...
what happens to the dude?
Yeah. And what's crazy is that he looked like Sami Zayn. I mean, all he needed was that Paperboy hat on, and
it's not a Paperboy hat.
Paperboy hat,
and it would look just like him.
Stop being insane. Yeah, no, he did. He looked like a few people. Like I felt like he resembled like right before he met his demise. Like the smile on his face reminded me of Professor J. Nice. But I don't know, what a way to go, I guess. But I think that this movie was just one, and I don't want to say solidified idea, because maybe we just didn't see it, right? Like maybe it wasn't given to us, maybe there was, because like I said, all these characters were very thought out. This film was like one delivered solidified idea away from being a great movie.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, I think we must be missing something, because this is an acclaimed film by not only critics but also by the people that have seen it. I don't know if it's something that we're missing, or
it has gotten some decent reviews. It's also got some bad ones, But
so did Felt though.
This actually, this felt a little like Felt.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But this did way more with it, and
I agree.
I feel, I don't know, like this is a fine movie. It's made well. Like I keep coming back to that. It's technically well.
It's made
well done.
better than well.
Yeah.
Like as far as visually,
absolutely, yeah. But it just was lacking something. It just kind of meandered. It just did what it did, and
got by on the bare minimum.
Not that every movie has to have fucking subtext. I'm not wearing my monocle, but. Like I thought that there was some opportunity.
I felt like this had no text though.
Yeah.
Like I feel like maybe the subtext was too like it's like sub bass, right? Is it really there? Like you know what I mean? I just don't.
It's the bass beneath the bass.
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know. Like I'm man enough to admit that I don't get it, and I'm also irritated enough to not hunt it all for it after the fact.
May I?
Because like the Wailing, after we reviewed it, I went and read some shit.
Yeah.
May I read another plot summary on this? Because I'm looking at the plot summaries and there's some more here.
Sure.
Okay. Now, the one that you read earlier, that's from Larger Films. And here's another one from Larger Films. As she recovers from a recent violent psychotic break, Janie is subjected each day to a bizarre holistic health and wellness regimen designed and enforced by her lifelong nanny and caretaker, Irma.
Mm-hmm.
Janie begins to veer off the road to recovery when she develops an obsession with a young woman, Savannah.
Yep.
That Janie feels an inexplicable yet profound connection to.
I've got all. So far, they haven't given me anything I didn't get on my own.
Yeah. The obsession turns increasingly invasive and wedges all three women into an ever-tightening and terrifying struggle for control. I'll stop there.
That's a stretch, though.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
that's just like
that
lines that you throw in there, like
just to pad it out.
That's box art hyperbole.
Yeah, exactly.
But like,
there's more going on in the synopsis than there is in the film.
Fucking give me that. I won't read it. Now I'm curious. But I think that the reality is, I stand by as a visual thing, no matter what I learn here from going to synopsis school, that while this director gets A+ for everything else, I don't even want to say not for his storytelling. I don't even know how to explain it.
Like there were some cool scenes. I love the scene when Janie's in Savannah's house.
Yep.
Yeah,
with the fog on the window or the mirror. I mean, and then I thought that was like kind of creepy and kind of cool. Like there were some cool moments, and I loved a lot of the stuff with Barbara Crampton when she would come home late or something like that. And
all these fucking synopses are the same one. They're just all signed from different people. I'm sorry.
There's one scene in particular that I thought that we were finally going to get some, lack of a better term, action. That it's going to start amping up. The action's going to start amping up in this film, and that was the scene when what's her name again? The
main
Janie?
No, not Janie. The other one, Savannah. When Savannah disrobes.
So what sort of action did you think you were going to get? Cinemax?
I had some action.
No. I mean, you saw the film. You know what she did after she disrobed.
Yeah. So what did you think you were going to get?
I expected something else. Not what you think, but I was expecting. Can
you write it down?
Because I don't know.
Want me to draw a picture for you?
Because I have the internet. That's not what I needed this for.
No, I expected some retaliation and nothing happened.
After she gave the reverse mandible claw.
Pretty much, yeah. And
5-finger discount.
Yeah. And but it just fell flat.
I do feel that there is something I'm missing though, and
yeah, but can we all be missing it? That's my problem.
I think we
can.
No,
well,
we might be.
I mean, what does sunchoke mean? Like Barbara Crampton had mentioned sunchoke.
It's a fruit, right, or a preparation of a fruit, a date or something like that. Like
really,
I sort of do know that. Let's look it up. But I thought that was.
And there was the tuning forks, that therapy that she was doing.
Yep.
She seemed to hate that. Janie seemed to hate that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just don't know what.
Well, was it actually
and the dog collar?
But here's my argument, though. All the electricity, right? And
that was a punishment.
And no. Hear me out though. The electricity and the tuning fork thing, right? Like in the aura it created, were all kind of metaphors for different different symptoms of seizures, which she was obviously having a very realistic seizure.
Right. It looked like she was trying to induce something.
So, again, was any of that element real? You know what I mean? Like it's very, very weird because some people say they hear like a tone before they have a seizure. Some people see a aura.
So you must have hated this movie.
It wasn't as bad as that fucking
I know,
found footage one because it took a while to get at least it wasn't 90 minutes of that by the time they full out showed what was actually going on there when that because the pitchfork happened one time when nobody was around. Remember? At the end,
the tuning fork.
The tuning fork, right? Yeah, and she just dropped. So did it ever happen? You know what I mean? Like, I'm wondering if that whole thing was because that's kind of how it is when you have an epilepsy or something like that. Like you can't drive or you can't go very far, and it's like I'm wondering if a lot of that was a metaphor for that, because she was I'm able to drive now. I'm not punished anymore. You know what I mean? And she was able to go and but then at one point she had that affliction without it being induced.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if it was, again,
the other thing I had sort of wondered, because I was trying to grasp for straws. Did you guys get the sensation that anyone in this maybe wasn't real? Did that ever occur to anyone else?
It's a Jerusalem artichoke.
Okay, I have no idea what
I saw that.
What the hell are you talking about?
That's what a sunchoke is, also known as a sun root. I think that in the film context, I think it was a post-hypnotic suggestion, right? Like, just could have been any. Could have been I'm a little teapot.
Sure.
I never thought that it was, psychosomatic or all in someone's head. I never had that. I never had that feeling.
Was wondering if anyone else had thought that.
Some people.
No, but I mean, I think that living through that, I can tell you that that before you actually saw her physically have that seizure, after the tuning fork happened with nobody there, like Barbara Crampton wasn't there to hit the tuning fork, all the things that she was experiencing reminded me of the steps of the rehabilitation of epilepsy. Like, you can't eat or drink certain things. You can't have certain stimuli. You can't do certain things. You can't drive or use. She couldn't use weapons because she allegedly stabbed somebody, or at least that's like what she had fabricated. But you can't do certain things because you may, you can't have a giant knife because you might have a seizure and hurt yourself, or someone else. So all those things reminded me of the rehabilitation of epilepsy, especially the driving element of it. So then when she had that seizure at the end from the pitchfork, the tuning fork happening, right? All that one maybe harebrained theory that I kind of kept globbing onto through the film came back to be like had a little bit of carried a little bit of weight, I guess I would say, because there was definitely, no Barbara Crampton there. No one touched anything.
Yeah. The other thing too is there is some flashback scenes in this that I couldn't make all that much sense of. And they were weird because you couldn't tell they were flashbacks necessarily.
Right.
There's a
like
scene,
the one she got punched in the stomach.
And driving around and
and there was like a was it chickens or something like that?
No, they were like birds.
Birds, yeah.
She had the bird. She found the bird nest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So there was a few like kind of weird things, and it was weird because I don't think there was sound in them. If I remember,
I think
correctly.
it isn't. You're not allowed to swim either. Like, I wonder if there is something to that. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I mean that's what it's all about. We're trying to unravel it here. You know? So you think it was kind of like I
think it might have been
homeopathic kind of like therapy for recovery from seizures?
I think that seizures were a side effect of something. This is my take now. Hopefully someday this director finds me and tells me I'm an asshole. Right? Or someone smarter than me does.
You're an asshole.
Well, no. There's no one on this side of the table that has that title. But I think whatever condition she had brought on seizures and delusions. And I'm doubting that some of the characters or some of the past events that didn't seem to go in any linear order might have even been real. And they were a lot of them were kind of brought on her head, like mental justifications for her condition. And because here's a perfect example of a weird thing, and this might just be a plot point, but if you destroy a piece of electronics, right, in the way that she destroyed a piece of electronics, it's not going to work tomorrow.
True.
So, I don't even know 100% of what was real. And I think that she had a lot of delusional psychosis is accompanied by forms of epileptic seizures. And the medicine for a lot of, like a Namenda, I believe it's Namenda. Yeah, I think it is specifically. It's not listed, but one of the side effects that you'll find a lot is that it gives you weird dreams and stuff like that. So if somebody's pumped full enough of those type anticonvulsants, it's not ridiculous that over an amount of time. Because here's the thing: there's a part of this movie that leads you to believe that she is in this place because of something she did. But then there are also flashbacks of her being in it, having the same regiment when she was a child. Right? So, and where is anyone else in the family or whatever else? You know, like, again, I think this is a victim of not having a very well delivered through line. But I'm wondering if I've accidentally sussed out a little bit of it.
Something. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not something that I know much about either, and
Sure.
I know you certainly have a lot more exposure to it. So, certainly something that you would be privy to. So it's an interesting take on it, and could be what they were going for.
And she also, like, another weird part about it, and this, you know, like, another seizure side effect is it, like, wipes you out, and you would have her, like, kind of just waking up in weird places a lot of the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, I think I think the part of this film that was real, for sure, is the stalking capture.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, I hold everything else to a degree suspect.
Okay.
Because no one interacted with Jeannie at the same time.
Right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So
And that's kind of the point that I was getting at. Like, I don't have any hard evidence of, like, this person was not real, but it did seem like that Janie kind of adopted another role later on in the movie.
Mhm.
She kind of took on someone else's role a little
Yeah.
bit.
Right.
And that's kind of what made me, you know, I don't know.
right.
But maybe she just learned. Maybe she learned from her and then kind of used that
Sure.
with Savannah. So it doesn't necessarily mean. And you know what? Like, I do love movies that are up for interpretation, but I feel this one was could have guided you a little bit more. If none of us really know what happened,
Yeah.
you know, we're not fucking.
What happened?
We're not fucking critics, you know. Like, we don't consider ourselves critics. We're a bunch of assholes that just like to talk about movies.
Yeah.
But if a bunch of assholes who like to talk about movies don't really understand what's going on in your movie,
Sure.
you know, maybe you could have done a better job of kind of at least putting it out there a little bit more. Or maybe we're wrong, and maybe this is, as I stated, just a character study about Janie. And
I would love to see what Wiley thinks, or El Goro, or Jakey, or anybody smarter than me. Not the film.
No, this was a tough one to review.
Yeah,
It-
well,
yeah.
I mean, I think we had an interesting conversation, but I
don't think it could get any further than what we have.
Yeah, no, I think the most true thing that I said was, you know, the metaphor about when I was talking
Yeah.
about the songwriting. Like, if I don't put in the words, if I don't spell out that it's about a relationship a little bit,
Yeah. It's
is it really about relationships, you know? It's like I know.
Hey, what happened?
It's like I know Executioner's Lullaby is about something other than exactly what it's about, but never in that song do I ever make it about anything other than, like, monster hunting stuff. You know what I mean? So it is about that. You know what I mean? Like, I can say it's about one thing,
yeah.
but, like, I don't ever give the element. Like, I don't ever give a point. And an important part about subtext is, you know, it actually has to be there. You know, you have to give enough of it to see it, or else you're just pinky waving. Yeah. So,
All right. Well, I think it's time for verdict time.
can we just all say it at the same time?
Trick or treat, baby.
Let's hold hands.
I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
No, come over there and grab Raven Shadow by the vagina.
Mandible claw. All right, verdict time. We're going to let you know whether this flick was a trick or a treat, and any final thoughts we may have. Hey, Raven Shadow.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like you said, they made a movie. They had boom mics.
You should do the Academy Awards.
I am gonna do the fucking Academy Awards. It'd be fucking excellent.
I think that you have a better chance of actually doing the fucking Academy Award.
I'm gonna present. You know, for best, anal fisher or something.
Ugh.
That's a bad one. I
Anal-
don't want that.
anal-
Don't ever
That's a bad
don't
one.
ever say that.
Anal fisher or fissure?
Which is the good one?
None.
Neither.
None. They're both bad.
And now the category for best hemorrhoids.
The anal fisting. That's what.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
That's All right. So I'm not.
A canyon fisher is what the Inhumanoids came out of. We don't want that.
Who's better than Canyon?
So I'm not doing that. And the whiskey was good. I'll tell you that much. If you can, I'm not sure what it was called, but if you got $55, I can get you a number. Yeah, it's. Maz might be onto something, but it's not for me. So, trick.
All right, MZ.
Subtlety is fine. You know, when we talk about a movie like Beyond the Black Rainbow, there was incredible amount of subtlety in that film, and it had an incredible ambiance. And I just felt, when I was watching this, I felt like this was trying to be like the modern storytelling time of Beyond the Black Rainbow. It just had that same
Beyond
feeling.
the Black Rainbow came out 2 years ago.
No, I'm talking about I'm talking about the era in which the film. I'm talking about the era in which the film feels like it's supposed to be in, like the late 70s, early 80s, and but it's a tricky tightrope to walk. You know, you got to have if you want subtlety, fine, but you got to tell a story, and this movie just felt like it just did not want to do that. It like Wolfie said, it felt like more like a character study. I cannot recommend this trick.
Marsman.
I'm going to be minorly the dissenting view here, because I will say 15 more minutes in this movie would have been a trick. But I think that this movie is just short enough, and there's enough interesting visual things in there, and whether it was meant to be salacious or not, enough salacious imagery. I wasn't bored while I was watching this. In fact, my dislike of it didn't come into the credit thing came up, because I kept expecting. I was complaining the other day on the internet that like people were complaining about the original Halloween and how this didn't happen and that didn't happen, and I felt like they needed to I felt like I needed to grab Patsy by the dick and lead him through the original Halloween and say, no, this did happen. I people needed to have, like, very intelligent people needed to have stuff spelled out for them. This film, I'm actually legitimately relieved to sit here and nobody fucking got it, because I thought that you guys were all going to be like, blah, 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 blah. And I was going to be like, for fuck's sake, I didn't see that at all. But that said, I feel like, there was 3 beautiful women in this, if that's your bag. There was some great imagery, some pretty good special effects. Really, we didn't talk about this at all, but not necessarily from a score point of view, but some really interesting soundscape in this. Yep. And Barbara Crampton was fucking brilliant. She's in. I wish I loved this more, because I feel like all she's been given over the last couple of years is sad mom. Like, those are the roles that we've seen her in, and You're Next, and We Are Still Here. So I was excited to see her doing
a great role.
Yeah, doing something different. The nurse Ratchet sort of thing. But like we said, it didn't have a through line. But I'm gonna say, it's a tepid treat, because I wasn't bored, and the journey of this, though it ends up unsatisfying. Was not a bad journey to be on, in my opinion. Like, I was patient enough with it that it wasn't one of those instances where I was confounded the whole time. I felt like they gave me enough to be like that. I thought I was going to get the end. You know what I mean? It's like when your lady gets up to go to the bathroom in the middle of your lovemaking and doesn't come back. You're like, hey, hey, like this was okay so far, but you left before too early. So.
Zip up and exit stage left.
Yeah. Was that the window I heard? But so that's that.
Oh, hey, Mars.
Yeah.
Check this out.
You fucking jerk.
That's a different one, I think.
Yeah, it's a tough times, hard times.
So
I did have a lady who would do that to me. She claimed that she had sexual ADD. Like, we would be like really having an okay time, and then she would get up and I'd hear like the TV on in the next room, and I'd be lying there. I'd be like, "She's not coming back, is she?"
So I'm so on the fence about this one, and I thought that I would have by now kind of figured out which way I'd go. But as I said, I'm kind of reiterating, but this is technically, it's a very well-made film. It had all the elements that comprise a good film. It had good direction, good cinematography, score. The acting was way above average. This is quite good acting. But I just was really apathetic about what was transpiring on screen. There were some cool moments. There was some cool gore. It was very few and far between. And there were some good character moments. And I liked what they did with a lot of the scenes with Janie and I forget Barbara Crampton's character's name. Irma, thank you, yeah. And I just... And maybe it was buried and I just didn't get it, but I just thought that there was an opportunity to say more and to do more with this flick. Not that every movie needs to have a message or say something, but I just thought that this one had a really good opportunity to do so. Because it dealt with abuse, it dealt with feminism, it dealt with illness, whether it's mental or otherwise. And I don't know, I just felt like there was a better opportunity here. So technically, this film is definitely a treat. Story-wise, this is a trick, and that's why it's been so hard for me. I'm just going to go... I'm going to kind of go with Dynamo. This is a very, very tepid treat. This is just an eighth of an inch over that line for me. Because it was pretty much right down the middle, because technically this film is a treat. Story-wise, this film is a trick for me. So it's very difficult. But you know what? I thought this was actually going to go a little bit more poorly than it actually did, because I just thought all you guys were going to hate this flick.
Well, let me interject, because you can have poor cinematography.
How's this
you can
for poor? I hate you all, and I'm leaving.
You can have.
Nice. Fuck you. Very good. You drop a chug jug?
You dropped a chug jug. You can have you can have a poorly.
You fucking jerk! Fuck you!
You can have a poorly made film as far as the technical aspect goes, but so long as it has a story, a good story, or just a story in itself. You got yourself an entertaining film. Here you got very little to no story, with heaped upon with all this good acting, good score, good cinematography. And in the end, what does that all mean? You put a red ribbon around a turd. It's still going to be a turd.
Wow.
All right, so that's going to wrap up the review of Sunchoke. It is available on video on demand, so if you want to check it out for yourself, go ahead and be the judge. We were kind of right down the middle with this, so this could be a lot of people's bags. This is definitely an art house thriller. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just to kind of make that clear for people out there that want to, maybe that might want to check it out.
I should start going to Coolidge Corner and getting a fine craft beer.
or maybe a 55 bottle of whiskey. $55 bottle of whiskey.
Good. Yeah.
That was nice.
And next week, we are going to review a flick from Artsploitation Films, our good friends over at Artsploitation. We're going to do The Perfect Husband. Raven Shadow, you know all about that, don't you?
I know the opposite. I know. Now I know. I should have watched this.
Well, maybe we'll get some tips.
Yeah, maybe you'll learn something.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
So we are going to check out Artsploitation's The Perfect Husband. It is a thriller. I think it's Italian, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
It looks like an interesting flick.
Yeah.
Oh, Italian.
See, we invented that.
Stir the sauce.
Yeah. Oh, we'll have some pizza while you watch.
They fucking open. They better be open next week.
All right, so that is what's going on next week. And now, let's head to a break. What do you think, Raven Chow, your favorite part of the show?
I'm ready. I'm going to smoke.
All right, we'll be back in just a few moments.
Massachusetts, a barren wasteland of dull. But in October, that changes forever. The 14th through the 16th, the Deadites will be in attendance at the Rock and Shock Horror Convention. Come hang out with the Deadites and the stars of Trick or Treat Radio all weekend long. But that's not all. On October 15th at the Cove Music Hall, the Deadites headline an all-star night of dance music and ghoulish getting down. Worcester will never be the same.
The following message is a paid advertisement for the Cult of Muscle podcast. The Cult of Muscle. You're either in it or you're dead.
It's the dawning of a new age. The halls of Valhalla have been shuttered. The heroes of yore have either retreated to the shadows or taken to capering for the amusement of the small folk, their past glories a distant memory. The barbells have been torn from their once puma-strong grips, the beards shorn from their square jaws, only to be transplanted onto flannel-clad, puny weaklings with fingers barely powerful enough to strum a ukulele. The time has come, my brothers, to restore order from the chaos. No longer will our heroes be forgotten. No longer will their great deeds be viewed through a foggy lens of irony. Hear now our rallying cry as we scream it from the mountaintops, as we bellow it from iTunes and Libsyn and Facebook. It's time to join the cult, my brothers. So don your cloaks and enter the Cult of Muscle.
This is Wooberman. I'm not famous for anything in particular, but I have a very nice voice. And you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
All right, we're back.
We are back. All right.
Just me and MZ.
Yep.
We kicked everyone else out.
That's right.
Sons of bitches.
We threw them right out the window.
Yep. Good riddance.
Yep. First Dynamo and then Raven Shadow.
Cornelius asks, why did Mars leave? Well, it's because we threw him out the window.
Yep.
First time Mike's hanging out.
Hey, first time.
What's up, first time? FTM. And so we'll wait for those guys to come back before we start the Nerds of the Not So Round Table discussion here.
Yeah.
But you saw some movies, MZ.
I did.
You know what? I saw some movies too, and most of them were old films. Older, I should say. Not as old as the films you saw, but I don't really want to get into discussion about these films because I'm sure they've been talked about ad nauseum.
Right.
But I saw Insidious 1 and 2. I'd never seen them before.
Oh, you never seen Insidious?
Had you seen these flicks?
Oh, yeah.
Do you like them?
They are okay. They're not great.
I actually like them better than I anticipated. Mars, you'll be happy to hear that I saw Insidious 1 and 2.
Nice. Yeah, good.
I know you gave me shit for not seeing them. And T-Dog had seen Insidious 1 but never 2. And she wanted to see it, so I figured I'd watch them with her.
Still Jam's playing. I like it.
Yeah.
Would you agree that Insidious 2 is almost not working unless you either A, have a photographic memory, or B, saw Insidious in some close proximity to it?
Yes, because I saw them within a week of each other. And I actually had that same thought. I was like, I don't know if this will work as well if you haven't seen the first or haven't seen it in a while. So yeah, I think it's an interesting way of doing it. I think it pays off if you've seen it a bunch. And one thing that I thought was really cool, and I think someone posted this on the Fib a while ago, there's a couple scenes where there are ghosts hidden in the scene and you don't notice them really.
Yeah, especially in the first one.
Yeah, there's that one with the dude with the hat on, the kid dancing.
Yeah.
To the Tiptoe Through the Tulips. And he's like just in a room.
Oh, yeah.
Or in a hallway. And if you blink, you won't even notice it.
Yeah. And there's another thing where he's in the washroom room.
Right. Yeah, no, that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There's that one, and then in the second one,
there's another time you can see him, like when you walk by an empty room.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he's in there like facing the camera, but it's really fast. Like they don't.
Yeah, and I like that attention to detail. It rewards the viewer for paying attention. So I like them way more than I anticipated, and maybe it worked in my favor because I'd put off seeing them so long. But I thought they were just going to be regular haunted house movies,
right?
And I was very, very pleasantly surprised when it turned out to be what it was. You know,
there's kind of an unfair comparison between The Conjuring and in these films. Like you could tell that they came from the same voice, but
Patrick Wilson too is the connection, right?
Right, that's true too. But I feel like it's almost like the same performer play, like a different record. You can tell it's the same person, but
yeah,
like I don't think the songs are the same.
And you gotta, like, whether you like them or not, I guess you gotta applaud James Wan for basically creating three successful franchises, right?
Right. Yeah. There are some forget about three franchises. Like if you look at there are people who don't even make as many movies at all as that guy made two, or at least one. I haven't seen that. He made a Kevin Bacon Death Wishes vigilante movie at some point.
Not Hollow Man?
No.
Rapey Invisible Man?
Yeah.
But, now Raven Shout is here. I didn't really want to get into a long discussion. I wanted to talk about other stuff, but the other thing I will say is that it was slightly reminiscent of some of the stuff that happens in Stranger Things with the Upside Down. And I thought that the Further was kind of a neat concept and was similar in a way. So that's all I have to say. I will say I was pleasantly surprised. I liked it more than I anticipated, and there you go. I'll probably watch part 3 soon.
What's that?
Insidious.
Don't do that. From what I've
Part
heard.
3 sucked.
Well,
Spoiler
I've heard bad things, but I've seen the first 2. I might as well see the third. So, all right. Now, Mars, you wanted to talk about a few things.
Yeah. For starters, and I have to say, like, anytime this dude opens his mouth in any forum, whether it's an essay or just through the strength of his work, I find this guy the most inspiring guy in the business.
I know who you mean
right now, and that's Kari Andrews.
Nice,
Kari. In his new creator-owned comic.
It's interesting you bring him up. I know usually I don't like to talk about guests on before I even talk to them, but I'd love to get him back on. He has that, obviously, and what you're about to mention, and he also is directing some episodes for a sci-fi series coming up.
Really?
Yeah, in October. So,
nice.
Maybe we'll reach out to him. He was a fucking fantastic guest.
Yeah,
super cool dude.
Such a cool guy. Yeah.
Like I sometimes will think about that conversation we had when I'm feeling
super inspiring.
Yeah, when I'm feeling down. And I think that the reality of it is that it's not what he says, it's that he's genuine.
Yeah.
Which sort of makes this how can I word this? It makes this book that I'm about to talk about more awesome, but also a little bit more frightening. And I also feel that his art style has evolved a little bit, even since Iron Fist.
Mm-hmm.
And it might be just the visceralness of it, but like there's like a really cool Schenken or Frank Miller element to this particular book. And it's called Renato. Is that how you'd say it?
Renato Jones.
Yeah, Renato Jones, the 1%.
Yep.
And it's basically imagine the Punisher, but if he was going after the Rockefellers and Howard Trumps, Donald Trumps of the world.
Howard Trumps.
They do make those 1%ers, if you will, have some kind of supery powers and some sort of a little more to it than just being rich, fat gluttons. But this book is powerful on multiple levels. The storytelling is fucking brilliant. This is definitely issue 1, I'll say. Like, I love issue 2, but issue 1, I can say beyond a shadow of a doubt, and I haven't read issue 3 yet. is the best art that he's done in his career, in my opinion. It is.
And that's saying something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because I love it. I think even Peter Parker's dink.
Yeah. Peter Penis.
Peter's Peter.
Yeah, Peter.
Peter.
Yeah. I was checking out, I think, did 3 come out today?
Last week.
All right, so something
Or
through
2 weeks ago, maybe.
All right, fairly recently.
Yeah.
No, I've been meaning to read this, and I love me some Kari Andrews. And he does draw, the big, thick behinds.
Oh, yeah?
Big, thick behind.
He draws the behinds I like in real life.
Dead
Yeah.
But I think that it's a, that's another element. I feel like there is a, you say that and you say it like, a thing, but from an art point of view, like a lot of that stuff and a lot of the poses and some of the composition of this book, reminds me of some Frazetta too.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of cool shit in this book. I won't tell you too much about what happens, but if you're a fan of, I don't even want to say political satire because it's kind of on the nose, right?
Would you say a little touch of like Transmetropolitan?
No, I think that's a little more satirical than this in the sense where, unless the satire comes from the hypocrisy of violence doesn't beget violence, right? And the fact that this person is using, without giving too much spoiler, his riches to carry out this mission. It is. It's just fucking brilliant. Like, it's really like everything about it is brilliant, and it is an assault on the senses. And issue 1 is worth it. I should have brought it so I could read it, and I'm an idiot for that.
Yeah, I need to.
But
check
issue
this
1
out.
is worth it for Andrews afterwards in the book. His little mini essay that he writes, because it is so fucking inspiring. And he almost paraphrased it when he was speaking with us live on the show, but it's fucking brilliant and it's violent. It's one of those great convoluences of everything that you want as an Action comic fan.
Okay.
And everything you want as if you have a more sophisticated palette to a degree, So it's just fucking brilliant, I love that Iron Fist run. We've talked about consistently how it kind of won me over because it wasn't what I was expecting or wanting initially, but like this is really everything that I see from him makes the fact that it seems like that Cabin Fever movie was taken away from him a little bit, or he wasn't given the right tools, because this dude's a fucking genius. And I think that within a year, within the release of this, I think, when this gets collected and consumed, he will start to be mentioned in the name of visual storytellers like Allred and Miller.
Yeah.
Shanken. And those great writer artists that I hate to use the songwriting thing, but I always find there's something pure about that singer-songwriter thing. When a guy gets up there with his guitar or his piano and he's writing and playing the music, because you don't have that filter of someone else's interpretation of it. Even if he's just reading notes off a page, you know what I mean? There's that minor interpretation, those minor inflections that aren't that person anymore.
Right, right.
And the writer-artist, I feel, is that same sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that is 100% his vision. And I think that it's just spellbinding. I think it's a $3.99 price tag, and it's worth it for double that a month.
Yeah.
It's a great package, a great book. It's just fucking tremendous. If something outrageous will have to happen, and I'm saying this with another pile of about a year, like a half year's worth of saga on my desk I haven't read yet, but something fucking outrageous will have to happen for this not to be my number one book of the year.
I'm looking to see if it's on the Image iPad app.
There.
Let's see if I can grab it. So once again, we don't I'm super curious to check this out. I have not done so yet, so I can't really comment.
I can bring the issues next week for you to give a look if you want.
Well, I may get them right now.
Yeah,
if they're available. So instead of making it like a double tap, I guess MZ, you had watched some movies recently. Is there anything you wanted to talk about?
Well, I over the weekend I watched Batman 5 Superman.
For the first time?
For the first time.
Yeah.
Which version?
He doesn't know.
I don't know. The 2016 version.
Yeah, let me pull up a picture of Jenna Malone. If she was in it, then you saw the Ultimate Edition.
Oh, okay.
How did you see it?
Two of my friends are getting married, and
Batman and Superman.
Two of my friends are getting married, and we're getting plans for a party for them. Me and my better half were throwing a party for them, and
if you pause this right now, I'd give you
$1,000
if you told me how this got to Batman v Superman.
Yeah, I'm waiting too.
And he just brought over the flicks, and we watched it while the other two took care of the plans.
Do you remember seeing her?
No.
Okay. Isn't it like 4 hours long? Like, wouldn't you know
no,
if you
it's 3
saw
hours?
It's 3 hours? Okay.
The Ultimate Edition is 3 hours. The other one's 2.5.
All right, then I didn't see her. Oh boy, it's weird. There is such a thing as overdoing it a bit.
Hey, what happened?
And it just became a fucking light show at the end of the flick. It's like completely ridiculous. I mean, I understand the situation and everything, but it was just overbearing. I thought the appearance of Doomsday was sort of slacking. I thought he would have a much better presentation in the film, and
right.
I thought it was just terrible.
Are we still not spoiling this, Wolfie?
Who gives
I don't know
shit?
what the moratorium for spoiling it is.
Yeah,
but
well, it's out on DVD, so.
Yeah.
If
MZ saw it, then
I just feel like if you're gonna fucking make a character that kills fucking Superman, he better appear before the beginning of the last reel.
Oh well, come on. I mean, if people don't know that Doomsday kills Superman, they've been living under a fucking rock.
Yeah, it was 1992, 93.
Yeah, but
93.
In that there was like a fucking company-wide crossover. In this, it was like halfway through the movie because of some fucking cockamamie Kryptonian magic that involved dripping blood on a rubber Zod.
Right. A nude rubber Zod at that.
Right.
Kneel before Zod. And
kneel before rubber Zod.
And that whole aspect was just silly.
Yeah, I mean, supposedly, I haven't seen it yet. It does, the special edition does explain more of that.
Okay.
And to be fair, Doomsday's comic origin is pretty stupid. Granted, it had more time to get to it, but he's never had a great origin.
No.
Yeah, well, he doesn't look too good in this either.
No, he doesn't.
He looks really bad.
Yeah.
Mars has railed on.
That's fucking
on that,
awful.
yeah.
It's
really?
Some of the worst
Really?
CG ever.
Yeah. Oh, tell me about it. This movie has some of the worst CGI in a big blockbuster film like this.
I disagree with that.
Should have much better CGI.
I think
than
Doomsday
this.
didn't look great.
Yeah,
but
just Doomsday is my really.
I think Superman
people
looked
don't
good.
fly, you know.
I think Superman looked good.
Yeah.
I thought he looked really good. Batman was a fucking joke.
No,
what are you talking about?
Batman was a joke. Now, I mean, I
You
only
put the
know
contrarian.
I only know the mythos of these superheroes. I don't delve into them like you guys do.
Right.
Can anyone explain to me why Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne, when he's wearing the Batman suit, his voice has changed? Why is that?
Because he doesn't want anyone to know that he's Bruce Wayne. You
Jesus
asshole.
Christ!
What the?
Are you serious?
Whoa!
Yeah.
Wait a minute! When did Batman come out? I'm talking about the actual character itself.
1939.
1939. Okay, 1939. Bruce Wayne has
Detective
been
Comics
dressing up as Batman since 1939. never had any need to change his voice in order
This
to
has nothing
hide
to
his
do with
appearance.
that.
True though.
It's a comic book. You can't hear his voice in the comic book.
Did Michael Keaton never have to change his voice?
Yes!
No, he did.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't. You're all a bunch of dicks.
No,
You're a dick and you're a dick.
Yeah, the biggest one you ever seen there, Dingleberry.
Yes, he did. You think he was like, I'm Batman?
I'm Batman.
Yeah.
You weigh a little more than 108.
No, wait.
And it's like
Batman.
And then compared to, you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts. I mean,
Yeah.
like.
No, but I mean, yeah, he lowered his voice, but I mean, this is
changing his
Batman.
voice.
This
Hold
is
on,
Affleck's
hold on.
voice. Affleck's voice is through a vocoder.
Hold on.
Are you sure?
I'm Batman.
Yeah, that sounds just like
This is Michael Keaton.
Kill you.
Yeah.
How much do you weigh?
Yeah, he goes, I'm Batman.
Yeah. All right. Fine. He lowers his own He lowers his voice on his own recognizance. He does that himself.
But Jackalope.
Wait. Just shut up.
But voice modulators didn't exist in 1939.
Did voice modulators exist in 1989? I would say so, probably. Right?
No, probably not.
Yeah.
All right, probably. All right, still the point. So we're saying because of technology today, Bruce Wayne is using a
Yeah, but he's trying to instill fear in
that
people.
doesn't instill fear.
If
It's
you're
a
like
joke.
If you're like, hey dude, why don't you go ahead and just put down the fucking gun?
What up, bro?
Yeah.
Batman
Batman would say, dude.
What up,
Batman-
bro? I'm Batman. Put down your friggin' gun,
Oh,
okay?
please.
Is that gonna scare people?
Now you're being a jerk.
No,
now
I'm
you're
not.
being a jerk.
I'm being serious.
No. I just think the idea of Affleck or Bruce Wayne, rather. I just want to clarify that. Bruce Wayne uses a synthesizer or a record or a vocoder to change his voice to sound scary or threatening. Is supposed to impress anybody?
I don't think that
so.
he's necessarily trying to sound more scary. I think that he's a
Well, that's
person
what Wolfie's
who's.
saying.
I think he's a person who is in the media all the time, and he needs to alter his voice to not like sound. So you won't go, oh my God, is that like Bruce Wayne?
Yeah, but but Bruce Wayne's a shut-in in this film. In comparison to the other films, Bruce Wayne is pretty much of a recluse in this film. Who, I mean, yeah, he's got all this money and all this whatever, but I mean that doesn't mean that he's out there all the time and people know his voice.
I'm not busting your balls. I'm not. I hear what you're saying, but no. Reading it since at least the 80s, I've always thought Batman had two voices, and he has the very Alec Baldwin, commissioner, and then he has the imposing voice, which is, I mean, you have to understand that loudness is meant to be imposing.
Is it you and I that had the argument that I've always felt that Bruce's real voice is because I've said this a million times. My favorite Beyond Comics media interpretation of Batman is Kevin Conroy's Batman the Animated Series Batman.
Would you change it?
And you would never think that that's the same actor that plays those two parts.
Correct.
Yeah. So, and it is. So, but I've always felt like that kind of aloofish Hampton, East Hampton voice that, rich person voice that Bruce Wayne puts on is the put on. And the Batman voice is who he is.
Yeah, which takes it back to Bruce is the mask and Batman's the real person.
Hold on one sec. Everyone in the chat room was flipping out.
Yeah,
First time Michael says MZ is making my brain hurt.
Now here's the thing. Good.
And Los Atlantis says he definitely changed his voice. I don't even care about Batman, and he definitely changed it.
Thank you.
The Christian Bale.
She's not agreeing with you.
She's not agreeing with you. She's disagreeing with you.
No, she's agreeing with me. He did change his voice. What?
She's not agreeing
What are
with
you,
you.
Arsenio Hall? Will you calm down when you laugh? Jesus Christ. The white Arsenio Hall, ladies and gentlemen. Rolls
Like a
around
Raven
all over
shadow.
the place.
This is how Michael Keaton sounded. All right.
I'm Batman.
No. Give me the who. What are you?
Who would I?
Yeah.
What are you?
Oh.
Let's turn on the juice and see what shakes loose. Yeah. Is that how he changed his voice?
Yeah.
Oh,
go ahead, make my millennium.
Nice fucking model.
Yeah.
Now, the Christian Bale was a little more over the top.
That's the fucking worst.
Which I love. That's how he sounds when I read it. And he has that the gravelly one. I think the push to have the voice modulator would be a way to kind of have it make sense for some people. They do it on the Arrow show as well, to kind of hide it. So instead of, I think it was using technology, and that's why.
One thing that's cool about these kind of folk heroes that make up these DC comic characters is certain creators, good or bad, get a hold of them, and they get the opportunity to kind of fix some of the things that don't work about the character. How many years, like when I was growing up, right, like real young, I always thought, like, why would you wear a big fucking yellow target on your chest when people are shooting at you all the time? And then Frank Miller comes along and reveals that that's the most heavily armored part of his outfit, and he wants people to shoot there. That's what he wants people to do. I think, though I'm not calling Zack Snyder one of the great Batman creators, I think that voice modulation thing is definitely in direct response to the dumb Christian Bale voice, and
the death metal voice.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
A modern. I hate those movies. It is a modern fix of that. You know what I mean? Is a way to make that make more sense for modern times, and I like it. Like, I'm not like, again, you can't hear anybody talk in comics, so you don't know how he's pulling it off. And in my head, I'm always hearing when Batman talks. Now, since about 1993, I hear Kevin Conroy, Batman, And
you're not wrong for feeling that way. I get it, but it's just...
And the thing that I think he does the better than anyone is, again, I thought for very many years that Bruce Wayne was played by a different actor in that cartoon.
Oh, did you ever see the credits?
Well, I didn't look. I just didn't look. It's hard to watch credits when you're hiding, skipping school.
Now...
Las Atlantis says, I love that he assumed I was on his side. Cornelius called me Wolfensinio.
Now,
why do you think you can stop us, Batman? I've seen The Exorcist about 167 times.
I just think I think it's silly. I think it's silly. Now, the character that grew on me, because I hated him at first, and then he started to grow on me, was Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor.
I liked him.
I thought I mean, at first I really hated him. I don't know if it has to do with the character or because of the writing. I think it has a lot more to do with the writing. It's that hokey, jokey, always, being a wise ass, smart guy, and he was just a real jerk, I just didn't like his character because of the writing, not because of the character.
Okay.
But
I think that's intentional.
Yeah, I suppose so, but I don't know. To me, that just came across as just like trying to be like a Michael Bay character. It just came across kind of really lame. As the movie went forward, I thought, this guy's getting a lot better. I'm really starting to dig him. He's getting he's starting to have that dark side building up in him and everything. And I thought he was getting really, really good.
Yeah.
I mean, you haven't seen it yet, so I don't want to say.
I have.
We're not laughing at you, MC. Just for the record.
We live in the future.
I just bought Renato Jones, the 1%, on my iPad, and I showed it to Raven Chat, and I showed him how to swipe pages, and it was like I showed him the secret of the universe. He was like
it's the expression my cat makes when I turn the ceiling fan on. It's like, whoa, the ceiling's moving.
Where did Renato Jones go? He's over here.
We live in the future, Raven Shadow.
This is fucking nuts. Oh shit. Who are the big old asses?
That's not your father's floppy right there.
No. If he had this, he'd be listening to our show more. That's right.
Wolfie, would it be wrong to read that end? Like I don't know, like the thing at the end, like or
no,
maybe a part of it. I don't want to.
One thing, I didn't see the special edition. I saw the theatrical cut.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, these are $1.99 digitally.
Really? They're
yeah.
beautiful.
Those fucking tablets?
No, the comic.
Oh, everyone should get one.
See, you could go sequential. You can go by frame. It's kind of cool, huh?
Shit. Yeah. What if you skip too fast and you don't even know?
You can go back.
What if you don't know that? What if you don't know?
Then you're an idiot.
Hence why I like the floppies.
But I thought Eisenberg was really good in this.
That's interesting.
I surprised myself with that. I'm like, with that kind of a character, no, there's no way. But no, he was actually pretty good.
Interesting.
This is a long book.
I think it's 40 pages.
The appearance of Wonder Woman.
Yes,
I absolutely loved.
Oh, she was awesome. I think universally, I haven't heard anyone say anything bad about her.
I loved it. I mean, I'm still questioning on whether or not Gal Gadot is a good Wonder Woman. I just like her reveal and her presentation.
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
I thought this is just fucking incredible. I mean, and not counting the Invisible Girl from Fantastic Four. It's about time we got a female superhero going on in there now. So I'm really happy about that. And I've always loved Wonder Woman. And
other than Scarlett Johansson, that's been in 9 superhero movies now.
Oh yeah, her too.
Scarlet Witch, Batgirl,
yeah,
Right, Wrong, or Indifferent, Elektra.
So,
that's
Mars, do you want me to read this?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is from.
This is just really.
This one's good.
I finished 75% of a 20-page comic book after reading this at midnight. And I don't know if the book I wrote is junk, but I just couldn't lay in bed anymore. Like after reading this, I had to get up and write.
Okay, so this is from Kari Andrews. This is from the end of issue number 1 of Renato Jones, The 1%. And he says, so you want to be a comic book creator. In a world of remakes and remixes, reimaginings and reboots, you have your own ideas. Redoing isn't doing enough. Reworking isn't working for you. So create. Create with fire and blood. Spit into the sky and birth something new. You're not chasing money or fame, you're chasing life. Likes and retweets in the sea of social media sludge, a programmer's trick to make you think you matter. Well, let me tell you something, friend. You matter. What you have to say matters. What's in you matters. So let it out. Create. Shore yourself up against the storm to come, because they will come for you when you dare to matter. Those too afraid to live their dreams will try to kill yours, to make things even, a blood sacrifice to false gods. But as they tear your pages apart, remember to smile. It's not your dreams in their filthy hands, it's simply paper. And you have so much more to say, so much more than they can ever tear away. Keep creating. Create until you've built a pile of life so high the dead can't reach you. I'll meet you there. Wait for me, will you? I just have a few things to do. Kari.
I'm in tears almost just hearing you read it.
Yeah.
Want to come cuddle me and read that all the time?
I can record it if you want.
do that voice that we like so much, Johnny. Change your voice.
Do that white Arsenio voice.
So you want to be a comic book creator?
Well, I'm talking about how much I love him now. He's going to sue us for reading that on air.
No, he's not going to sue us.
Yeah. He bought it. Oh, snip. That's
a real picture, actually.
I know. That's twisted. That's a real girl.
Yeah.
That's a real girl.
I heard of them.
The super rich or super fucked.
Yeah, it's just fucking great. There's also like a fearlessness to this book where it's sort of a matter of like, this could be trite if not in the right hands. But it's fucking great. I
might buy all 4 issues. I can buy all 4 for basically $8.
Yeah, if I could afford a good iPad like that one, I would definitely go all digital because I am starting to like. I've been having to take a lot of my comics with me. Like I got a laptop bag that I'm carrying a bunch of them around in.
Yeah.
And like a couple got wrecked the other day before I read them. Like just bent, and I was all pissed off. And I'm like, ugh. But like, yeah, that Image app is great too.
That's cool.
I think I
think Comixology. Yeah. They have one for every major company.
Yep.
And I didn't even know this, but when I signed in, it asked me for my Amazon. I guess Amazon owns Comixology now, which is interesting.
So did you use our link to get that?
Well, I didn't know until after I bought it. So, and I actually since it's my account for the Amazon thing, we don't get credit for my purchases.
No,
because it's my, like that would be kind of a racket if you could get credit for your own purchases.
That's what I'm saying. We should do that.
Stop talking about this though, because I'm definitely keeping the lights on most of the time.
Yeah, I know.
I think you vandalized my Blu-rays just so I'd have to buy them all back.
That wasn't water. It wasn't wet fluid, kids.
It ain't wet fluid, kids.
So, Raven Chat, do you have anything to present to the?
I do. It's
like show and tell,
and
talk.
Yeah. Well, it sucks. I had the case last week. So the thing I'm going to talk about is not the actual thing. It's just
thanks, Wesley Willis.
it's a copy of the thing.
Rock over London.
Rock on.
This thing I'm gonna rap, rock, and sing for you.
Nice. But no, and it's not like a new band, but a friend of mine recently made me a compilation of Pop Will Eat Itself.
Nice.
Yeah. Which I mean,
one of the biggest influences of the Deadites.
No, definitely. And early on, back when Dynamo made me a mixtape, he included some tracks on there. That's where the first time I heard him.
I made you a mixtape just the other day, sir.
Stop
complaining.
You did, yeah. No.
Yeah, 100 years ago, that one time he made it.
This is back in '96. It was great.
One time.
But yeah, no, it's just hearing, and that's the first time I heard the band. But the CD has not left my car in about 3 weeks. DEFCON 1, Can You Dig It? Rough Justice is my joint.
Oh, yeah.
Listen to it probably about 3 times going to work in the morning.
I can tell you the reason that we've never covered a Pop Will Eat Itself song is, unless Tiny has some other agenda against it, is that I have never been able to decide between Get the Girl and Kill the Baddies.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I'm drawing a blank now. It's my favorite Pop Will Eat
Get the
Itself
Girl,
song.
Kill the Baddie, Save the Entire Planet.
No, that one. That's Rough Justice. But fuck. What is?
I think we had 2 titles. Originally it was called Kill the Baddies,
right?
And then later.
What's my favorite Pop Will Eat Itself song, Wolfie? It's track 3 on. This is the day. This is the time. It's the song right. It's the song 4 before this and right before Can You Dig It?
I don't know. I don't know the album that well.
You don't mean
to know the songs.
DEFCON 1?
No.
What album was it?
It's on this one. This is not the same one as this one. This is the day. This is the time. The time is now. What the fuck? It's like, it's got a Bruce Campbell sample in it. Like it's one of my favorite. Like,
The Wake Up It's Time to Die.
No, that's from Blade Runner.
Wise Up Sucker.
Wise Up Sucker. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's my favorite song. But I've always wanted to cover Wise Up Sucker.
Yeah, fucking the I don't know I forget what the title is, but the alcohol whore song. I like that song.
Glass jaw, alcohol, cardboard cutter lying on the floor.
Yeah.
Lame brain, drunken game, super dumb, gonna run insane. I've done worse, but I've done better. I can't remember what that. I can't.
Human Seesaw to the Letter.
Yeah, no, I remember this song. I can't remember what it's called though.
I think one of my favorite songs would be this one, Ich bin ein Iceländer.
Yeah, I love this one too.
Yeah.
This was my entrance theme music for a very small window of time.
And of course, there's the awesome. Speaking of remixes, there's the awesome version of this with "This Is Halloween."
Yeah,
which is amazing. This is definitely, I think this probably is my favorite Pop Will Eat Itself song.
This is from an era where this is the only song I really love, though.
Yeah.
Like, this was just rocking enough that it wasn't as charming as the more electronic stuff before it. But, I mean, it's great. This is the tour that I saw them on live. Pop Will Eat Itself, I don't know if I've told this story, but when we are hitting, when the band looks right, I know that sounds crazy. What I saw on stage from a million miles away at the Worcester Centrum is kind of what I'm visually trying to recreate, that chaos. Sure. You know?
I gotta play, because I'm playing this song, I have to play the remix I was talking about.
Yeah.
So this is, somebody did, or I guess it's not a remix, it's a mashup of Ich bin ein Ausländer with This Is Halloween.
Oh, shit.
And it's a really fucking cool mashup. So I'll play this in the background here. I heard this when we went to Manta Ray once, Mars, and I was like, what the fuck is this? I need this. I flipped out and I've only found it once, and I've never been able to find a really good copy of it. So, but
it's funny you say that. Man Ray is where I heard a Pop Lead Itself cover of a Peter Gabriel song.
Oh, jeez.
I've never actually been able to track that down. It's I think they did Games Without Frontiers.
So you can hear the This Is Halloween in there, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I'm going to turn up a little bit for the, I don't know if we'll get dinged or not by this, but...
This is under your bed. Going red.
That's red.
Yeah. While I like this, to say I appreciate it would be minimizing it. While I like this, something about this hits me in the same place that awesome Phantomics version of the Tenebrae theme hits Monster Zero. Like, there's a bit of it that, like, I feel like Danny Elfman's composition is so fucking brilliant that, like, not to sound like every, 17-year-old that ever walked by Hot Topic, but Danny Elfman is...
he's okay.
I think that might have been the turning point. That might have been his combat rock there. Like, I can't think of much else he did that was phenomenal after the night.
The interesting thing about that is, I guess both, if you take Oingo Boingo, Danny Elfman became a film composer.
Yep.
And then you also have, with Pop Lead itself, you have Clint Mansell, who went on to become a big film composer. Not as big as Danny Elfman, but he did pretty much all of Wrestler, Pie, Requiem for a Dream.
Wrestler Pie.
Yeah.
What's a director's
Darren
name?
Aronofsky.
Thank you.
Aronofsky.
He did. He's basically done the scores for pretty much all of Aronofsky.
Oh, wow.
And to pull it back in, talking about like the influence, on us to a degree, not just Danny Elfman. If you've seen the Deadites over the past couple of years, you'll notice that the first part of our intro is from Requiem for a Dream that plays before we come out on stage.
Yep.
Which will probably change. I feel like a lot of change happening because the venue name changed. But
what does that have to matter?
I think we're this is the reboot.
The reboot?
Yeah.
Kari Andrews doesn't like those.
Oh, right. Fuck. Tell him he can't come to the show anymore.
So but let me just play real quick. Requiem for a Dream. This is probably one of the most memorable pieces of music in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
It was used for so many trailers.
Oh, yeah.
It's so memorable. But this was Clint Mansell from Pop Lead itself.
I think there was a period in this part of the 2000s where Mansell and the Muse were fighting to be in every genre of film trailer.
Yeah. So
this is such a great,
it's amazing.
great score
for a film. I'll never watch
Overpowering
again.
sadness is.
Well,
this song just
here's what's funny about it. Like if another
sadness.
wrestler hadn't used it, if I was going to wrestle tomorrow, I would love to use this when it kicks in because it's like.
Oh yeah!
It's
it
so
would be
powerful.
amazing.
Chris Hero used this for a while.
I'm not surprised.
So pretty awesome stuff.
Yeah.
So what else was I going to talk about? We talked a little bit about Insidious. I will talk real quick. This probably won't spur a very good discussion because I don't think, except for Mars, I don't think any of you guys listen or know much about him.
I've seen you. As my new obsession has been going on, I've been watching you listen to this all week.
Yeah, it's a couple songs because the album doesn't come out for about another week or so. But Devin Townsend, who anyone who's listened to the show knows that he's my favorite musician, and he has an album coming out. I believe it's September 2nd, if I'm not mistaken. And this time around, he's got like a whole media barrage because he's been on podcasts, he's been being interviewed, and he wrote a book. He has a book coming out, and they also filmed a documentary while making the album. And the name of the album is Transcendence. And as it's, I mean, I'm an unabashed fan. It's fucking great. So I'm just going to play a little bit of a song in the background. I'll play, this is the first one he released. It's called Failure. So I'll play this in the background. Oh, might help if I stop the Requiem for a Dream too.
Well, you don't have to.
It's a mashup.
Yeah, I'll make my own mashup. So this is the track Failure. He's released a couple tracks already, and the album comes out in about a week. I think, like I said, I think it's September 2nd. And he produces his own stuff, but he brought in a producer for this, and it sounds fucking incredible. The drums have never sounded better on a Devin Townsend album, and this is certainly it's amazing. So anyone out there that knows Devin, I'm sure you're looking forward to this, but anyone out there who has not listened to Devin Townsend, he was the frontman and songwriter for Strapping Young Lad, which is one of the most probably prominent metal bands in the 2000s. And he left that behind and started doing his own thing. And he also sang on one of Steve Vai's albums, Sex and Religion, from 1999, I believe. Oh, no, 1992 or 3. And he was a young 19-year-old fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
And I've just been a fan of his since then, and he's gone on to make some fucking incredible music. So I would recommend checking it out. It's not everyone's bag, because his music is like an assault on the senses. It's like this sonic wall that can be overwhelming because it's just so much. There's so many layers.
Right.
I know some people can't listen to it because of that. It's difficult to kind of get into. But when you hear the musicianship and the writing, it's just really good. And I feel there's just something, like when there's a musician or a writer or some sort of artist that you really feel you connect well with.
Yeah.
That's Devin Townsend for me. I feel his music when I'm listening to it. I just feel it wash over me, So I'm an unabashed, huge fan, and he's going to be coming around soon. So hopefully I can make it to the show. He's going to be in Worcester. It's a Saturday, so I'm going to have to try to make some arrangements with the podcast network to see if we can make that happen.
One of the weird things about Johnny Wolfenstein and I's subsonic app marriage is that while we're working during the day, we can always look up and see what the other one is listening to.
Yeah, it shows what's being played on the server.
And as Wolfie has been listening to this incessantly, I've been listening to an album by a gentleman named Laserhawk.
Yep.
Called Redline. And specifically, there's not a bad song on this record that I can find so far. But the song that really has made me, I broke part of my desk chair, like one of the rubber stoppers on it that I have for the rug, because my chair was bouncing around so much because while I was working, I was dancing. But the song called Dream Machine is the fucking Cat's Pajamas. I highly recommend that record if you don't have it. I've always liked Laserhawk, but I'm late to the party with this one record, and I've been listening to a crap ton of synthwave lately. I can't even stop it. It gets in my blood. My special lady friend says that this is the music that me and Ryan Gosling have non-heterosexual twists to.
James in the chat room says Devin is coming next month to Orlando. I'm more excited about Between the Buried and Me opening. And I'm excited to see Between the Buried and Me as well. I haven't seen them live, and I'm definitely a fan of theirs.
That new album was a fucking masterpiece. The last album that they came out.
Definitely, yeah. So I'm excited to see them as well, James. So, but I'm more looking forward to Devin just because I've been a fan of his forever.
Yeah, it's your fave.
And he says Laserhawk, Dream Machine, beat you to it. He said it before you did.
Yeah, it's the fucking thing.
Do you get your swerve on to this Dynamo?
Just a little bit too much beat per minute for my swerve at this time.
Yeah. It beats your meats per minute.
Yeah. Doesn't sound like two steaks slamming together ferociously.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I listened to this album, but I haven't done a ton of.
Yeah.
I haven't gone back to it very much, and I would like to.
If you want to check out the band Dance with the Dead, I believe they're called.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome, but I think the band that I love Laserhawk, and I've loved him for quite a while. And I'm late to the party for this, which I think is his first record. But here's what I will say. I've heard a lot of synthwave.
This is the first one. Yeah.
Right? The band VHS Glitch
blew
my fucking brains out. Their album Halloween Strangers, is just unfucking real.
Is there a specific song on that?
I like the song Chainsaw Slasher.
Okay, let me go ahead and play a little bit of that.
Yeah.
All right, this is VHS Glitch with Chainsaw Slasher. Reminds me a little bit of Power Glove.
Yep.
Ooh.
I don't have a ton of Power Glove. I have the Far Cry soundtrack, and that might be the only thing I have.
Yeah. Well, they also did... This reminds me a little bit of what they did in ABCs of Death, was it?
Was it?
What was the one they did with Jason Eisner directed?
That was ABCs of Death.
Okay, yeah.
That one, like, talk about a turnaround, because, right, that's within 2 of that. So there's that one. There's the Andrews robot one with the baby, and there's the...
yeah.
I always forget his name. He did Sightseers and...
High Rise?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
We're awful.
I almost said Glenn Baisley, but that's someone else.
Yeah. Shit, we lost track of Glenn. Where'd he go?
I don't know.
I guess he liked that PS4.
I'll find him in 1 sec. I can't
That's
believe...
terrible. That's like if we made a top...
Yeah, he's one of our favorite directors.
Couldn't remember my favorite Pop Yasel song.
Ben Wheatley.
Yeah, I think there's fucking somebody put the Ben Wheatley in this.
James says VHS Glitch is awesome.
Yeah.
And he says, check out Moondragon. He's from here.
I'll do it.
So he's from Florida.
I'm being followed by a moon dragon.
All right. So...
Isn't she she's the Sinead O'Connor psychic on the Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Moondragon? Okay, good. Thanks.
Anyone have anything else they're really like eager to talk about? Because if not, we're gonna move on.
Yeah.
So I think that was a fun way of doing it.
Did you like Stranger Things Monster Zero? I was concerned.
Loved it.
Okay, good.
Okay, good.
Loved it.
You are kind of the Dustin of this group.
Thanks.
I've not seen.
Who is your favorite character?
Dustin.
Yeah. Okay.
Dustin was my favorite. Who was the character that was the? He was kind of like the lead. He had the dark hair with the very plain feature. Michael. Man, he's odd looking.
That was
more odd than Dustin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No offense, but right down to the haircut, that pretty much was me when I was a little kid.
You know
so
what? Because I thought he looked just like Jane Weedlin in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
You've just explained so much. Raven Shadow's been right all these years. I am in love with myself.
All right.
No, it was excellent series.
I'm glad you dug it. So we're going to move on and get to some voicemails, and then we'll wrap things up. But I think that was a fun way of doing it.
Yeah, it's just
a little round table.
Relax. Like
yeah.
I think people really enjoyed us talk about wrestling and.
Yeah. So let's hear from our buddy from the Arkham Copter.
Oh shit,
Mr. Joshua Gravel.
I bet he loved this.
We'll find out.
Hey, Trick or Treat Radio guys, it's Josh from the Arkham Film Society here, calling in with a mid-show message for my review. I got to watch Sunchoke last night, and I'm going to say it's definitely an interesting film. I don't know if there's something that I just didn't get.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
It's unanimous.
Yep.
If it was missing something.
He's usually the one that knows.
I think it kind of needs a second watch. But I definitely found it interesting. It definitely held my interest. It was very intriguing. Looked good. The acting was good. There was just something missing in the story that I just can't quite figure out. I would say it's a treat though. And as far as the recommendation goes, like, I'm not going to say, like, run out and buy it or anything. Check it out on Netflix or Hulu or wherever it ends up popping out, Amazon Prime. It'll probably be streaming on one of those within the next few months. And I think it's going to be well worth a watch on there. Not necessarily a buy, though. But overall, it was an interesting film. I think it was... I don't know if it was a first-time director, but I know he hasn't made much. It's Ben Kreschman. I'd definitely be very interested in seeing what he does in the future, because you know, I think that there was a lot of stuff done right in this, and I don't know, maybe it just would have been benefited from a rewrite or something. But also the acting was great. Of course, Val Crampton, she was wonderful. And the lead, Sarah Hagen, she was also real good. So, I don't know. Oh, like, there's nothing I can say was bad about the film. It just seemed to be lacking something that I can't quite pin. But, like I said, treat and a slight recommend. Also, on last week's episode, you guys mentioned my upcoming event. And yes, Tuesday, October 18th, at the Black Box Theater, downtown Providence, I am going to be hosting a long night of short horrors.
Yeah.
And if any listeners out there are filmmakers or know a filmmaker that has recently, I'd say recently, like within the past 2 years, made a horror short that they'd like to get shown, definitely look me up on Facebook, look up the Arkham Film Society, or me personally, get in touch, because I'm still fielding submissions, and, you know, like, this isn't like a formal film fest, there's no, like, fees or anything, so just hit me up, send me a link. I want to put together a really strong, like, 2 hour or so package of shorts. And I definitely think, you know, I think this event has potential, and I want to try to make it, you know, the first of many long night of short horror events. Also, to kick this one off, we're going to give you about 2 hours of shorts, followed by a mystery feature on 16 millimeter.
Wow.
And trust me, it's a good one. So, all that info is on Facebook. We have an event page. At the end of the week, I'll post it on the Trick or Treat group, so people
Nice.
can
Please,
check it out. All right. So you guys all have a good one, and I'll talk to you very soon.
Love you, dude.
Bye.
Awesome. That's super exciting. I think it's a great idea, and I love the mystery film. That's fucking awesome.
What a cool dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, fucking Rock and Shock, you know, like, it's where Love Lives are made.
Is it?
Yep. Podcast, Love Lives.
Oh, we did meet Bill and Chris there.
Yeah, I humped both those guys.
Yeah, and they weren't too happy with you.
Yeah. They're like, Jesus, Dynamo, I'm taking a piss. Do you mind?
That's where you made friends with Bob Backlund, too.
Yep. That's not friends. Now, every single time I say someone is mean to me, like I have to, Coop makes me qualify if he was Bob Backlund mean to me.
All right, so we got message from Dainanda.
Nice.
You guys want to hear from Dain?
Nice.
I'm sorry, Dan. I'm such a dick for doing that.
Cock sucker.
So let's hear from our boy down under, Dane.
What's up, Trick or Treat Radio?
Yeah,
What's up,
Dane?
Dane?
What the fuck is up?
What's up?
It's your man from down under.
Yeah.
G'day, mate.
Oh.
I was been on the cans with Russell Crowe last night. Got a hangover. We started fucking headbutting everyone in the bar. Romper Stomper style.
Nice.
Anyway, I was just saying the other day I'm going to do some voicemails about werewolf movies.
Oh.
and the 80s in particular.
That's right, baby.
So just let me know if you like them.
I do. I already do.
I already love it. Yep.
American Werewolf in London came on TV the other night. I watched it and I sort of took notes, but I couldn't write it fast enough, so I sort of done it. It was like a DVD commentary, which is weird, but yeah, I like werewolf movies a lot. Anyway, I didn't want to just do a little review because it's been seen to death, and you know, you probably know everything about it that I could say about it if it's one of your faves. But anyway, just wanted to talk about like a few little things that I noticed. First of all, when they're coming down to the little town, which it's like in a werewolf movie, there's some people or a person who knows about the werewolf, or in other werewolf movies they might consult an old book, and that sort of lets them. That's sort of the entry into the world of the werewolf, and you know, they might find, oh, you have to kill it with a silver bullet, or you have to kill the original werewolf to break the curse, that sort of thing. So I think in the old Wolfman it was the gypsies, and in this one it's the little town in the moors. But they go to that pub, the Slaughtered Lamb, and they look up there, and Jack says, "Where the slaughtered lamb? Where's the lamb?" And that's sort of a funny line, like, "We know you're the lamb, motherfucker." And he's the one also who mentions the pentagram on the wall, and the whole pub stops and looks at him, and it's like you can see fear in their eyes. I've never noticed this before, but it's like he has just. That was like a supernatural protection for the pub. It seems like a lot of the pub is in that. A lot of the town is in that pub, and perhaps they're there to wait out the full moon. And maybe you're not allowed to talk about it, because once he says it, they all. Then the guy comes over straight away who's playing darts. He said, "You made me miss," and.
I never.
Pardon me. They try to get rid of him from that point on. It's like they know they're marked for. Or Jack is marked for death, sort of thing. And they give the iconic line about the moon, beware the moon. And then you know what happens next. I don't want to be too spoilery, but. If anyone hasn't seen it. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, and I might do some more about American Werewolf in London, but there's a part when during the famous transformation scene done in full light in the nurse's lounge room, where as he's changing, he looks at a little figurine of Mickey Mouse. And the werewolf actually reaches out to the little Mickey Mouse figurine, which there was a part where Zombie Jack was playing with it as well. And it's never really explained why. But I just want to ask you guys, what are your thoughts on that? The werewolf reaching out to Mickey Mouse. I'm thinking maybe it was just a little personal joke from John Landis that before that he was known for Animal House and Blues Brothers, of course, and it was like he just the symbol of wholesome entertainment and Americana, and they had this dark beast reaching out to it. Sort of like saying, I like the funny things, but I like the dark side as well. But just wondering if any of you guys had any thoughts on that thing, because I think it's something that he's never really talked about. All right, have a good show, guys.
Thanks, Dane.
Thanks,
bud.
Dan. That was a great message, man.
Yeah.
It's such a classic movie, obviously.
Yeah.
MZ, I think you have seen it probably more than anyone here. Would you say, like, you've seen that movie a lot, right?
American Werewolf?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen it a good amount of times.
Do you know the scene that he's referring to? I don't remember that scene. It's been a while since I've seen it, though. So.
Which scene is this again?
Where the there's
Thanks for playing along and
No. I was looking something up on werewolves. What?
Where he reaches out to Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, I think Dane
Yes.
kind of touched upon it. Like,
Yes.
I think that it could be one of. He has a really good point about the darkness versus the comedy.
Yeah.
But what I always took away from it was that there's not much more American than Mickey Mouse, right? And
yeah.
He's kind of in doing that was like reaching for home, you
Right.
know, because he was, you know, not only was he having this. Like, they always say the only thing worse than being sick is being sick not at home.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Which is why you didn't go to New York City.
Right. It's true. Well,
Yeah.
that would have been bad for you guys. I've become a professional shaker and vomiter. But, yeah, so I thought I had to think for a second. I thought, like, dude, was I turning into a werewolf for a while?
Probably.
But, yeah.
Can you fit any more hair on your body?
Dude, I don't think
That's
I'm the
Craven
hairiest.
Shadow.
I think I'm probably the third hairiest one here. My front is hairy, but my privates are smooth.
Oh God!
My legs aren't that hairy. I have light hair. Like, I don't think I'm like even as just because you're fucking like a weird, like baby man. Like doesn't mean that that's the way that it's supposed. Like, normally, like you go through puberty and you get hair in your body. It's what happens.
I must have missed that part of my life.
You definitely missed the sex that came with it.
I didn't get any of the hair, but I got the awkwardness. I still have yet to shake that, though.
Yeah. You've been shaking your awkward your whole life. But yeah, that's what I always took, but I never took for, I never thought of the comedic elements of, or even the more innocent elements of, like, some of his, other work. Not, I mean, like, as risque as, like, Animal House was for its time, to a degree, there's an aw shucksness about things like that, like Americana, like Dane said. So, could be, a reference of his other work versus this. Curious to see. I know Dane's a werewolf fan, but I am, and I'm in a minority here. I'm a big fan of Landis's other horror film, Innocent Blood. I fucking love that movie, and
the vampire film.
Yeah, I don't know a lot of people that do. It's also got
of Draculas.
A great score.
Did I have Robert Loggia?
Yep, and Ampelard.
Yeah.
One thing I'd love, Dane, and maybe you can wait on this. Maybe give us a few more werewolf movie thoughts. But I'd love to hear your top 5 or 10 werewolf movies of all times, because I know you're a big fan of them. So maybe something down the road to think about. I'd love to hear what some of your favorites are. I'm a little bit afraid of this one now. Nicholas sent in. He asked for my recommendation for. Well, not mine, but he asked for recommendations for horror films that he should get. I think it was maybe on the Unchained group. I don't know, one of the groups, and I made some recommendations. Of course, I had to recommend one of my all-time favorites, which is Della Morte Dell'Amore. And so Nicholas got it from the library. So this is my phantasm.
What?
Let's see what Nicholas had to say about Cemetery Man.
No.
I might throw something.
Hey guys, Nick here. I just watched Della Morte or Cemetery Man or The Engineer or...
Engineer?
I don't know. First off, I don't know about these 1990 movies.
Watch out.
They got this look and feel of just like blah to them. Like saturated colors and just...
This does not look like a movie from the 90s.
Really emo-ish.
It's film.
It's film. This does not look
I
like
don't
a
know.
film from the 90s, though.
This movie's pretty unique, though. I give it that. Like, it's definitely a weird story. Like, with weird things. And almost gave me a Dead Alive feel.
At times.
Cool effects. I think the effects were pretty good. A little bit of Dr. Frankenstein and his little, Nagi thing, his Igor kind of thing. Lots of bare breasts. I mean, that's cool. I don't know. These films are hit or miss with me. Like, they're just. I don't know. I was a little bored. A little hard to get through. Very monotone film. I mean, it's about the dead, so like, it's not like it's gonna be happy and cheery. I get it.
Film.
I don't know what. I guess he's like stuck in the cemetery basically when he tries to drive away, and he's in a snow globe.
Nick.
I don't know. I'm sorry. This just wasn't for me.
It's called
I gave
symbolism,
it about a
Nick.
C-. It's not terrible.
C-.
It's watchable.
It's watchable.
I'm just. I don't know. Not for me. Thanks, guys. Bye.
All right, buddy. Well, it's definitely not for everyone. I'll admit that. This is one of, if not my all-time favorite horror movie.
Yeah, it's one of the last great Italian horror films to come out.
For sure.
And I did talk about this on Unchained. I don't remember which episode, but I brought it to those guys to review. And, man, I've seen this movie good 10 to 15 times, if not more, and it's fucking gorgeous, and it's brilliant. And what you could be thinking, Nick, I don't know, but this was shot on film.
Right.
And a lot of the films we see now are digital.
Are not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can do whatever you want to a digital picture. I mean, you could do that with film too, but film just has a specific look to it. So I wonder if that has anything to do with it.
Yeah, it's a weird moment because cameras had changed and lighting had advanced, and I'm talking about the 90s, but film was still film. You know what I mean? Like there were the different film stocks. But, 90s films definitely do have a certain look to them, but it's because
and this
there was a lot of
more on the low budget too, low budget tip.
But I mean, this looks like an Italian horror movie.
Oh yeah,
like,
for sure.
This is
yeah.
And I think the better Italian horror movies, like or maybe the better Argento stuff, there are elements of it that, as a frame, you could have been made any time. And I feel the same way about this.
This is more. I know it's a horror movie, but when I rewatched it last time, I thought of it more as like almost like a fantasy film.
It's not just that. It's such an allegory for the grass is always greener. It's an allegory for, it's a metaphor for, what's a worse job than living in a cemetery? Like, what's a more corporate job than burying people and then having them, the redundancy of having them come back to life again, right?
Yeah, and I think it's also a tale of letting go too,
right? Yeah, you know what I mean. Like it's there's so much going on in that movie that is just so beautiful and so poetic, and just a great performance by Rupert Everett.
And I could literally talk about this for hours, but it's just such. Oh man, such a gorgeous film. Like I love this is it is like death has never looked more beautiful,
This is the best looking zombie movie ever.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And it's so there's such tragedy too with
right.
Killing you finally find the woman that you love and you kill her. You're responsible for killing her. And there's the scenes with the Grim Reaper with death.
Right.
That fucking phone book burns up. Oh, my God. That is one of the most amazing
it's so
scenes.
Good. And the innocence of Nagi.
Yeah, Nagi losing his, I guess you could say, girlfriend at that time.
Yeah.
And the camera shots are gorgeous. Like there's this, at the beginning of the movie, there's this gorgeous camera shot of the camera pulling back, and you see the skull on the left-hand side, and it's pulling through, I think it's pulling through like the coiled telephone cord, which is just a phenomenal shot. You look at that and you say, how the hell did they do that?
This movie,
it's incredible. This
movie is a strange mixture, in my opinion, and maybe Wolfie will totally disagree, of a mixture of all the great Italian maestros and the best Burton. I think there's maybe
a little bit of that. I definitely agree with your first point.
I think where
it is like the greatest hits of Italian filmmaking.
Yeah, I think where I get Burton is that Burton wrote to music in a way a lot. and I feel like this film, in its score was very, very symbiotic, and very, very with it, which, you can't, as cool as the work of Goblin is, you can't really say that it necessarily was, it made the movies awesome, but it didn't always serve the imagery in a way,
And you know what I think the ultimate message of this movie is, and it definitely, kind of drives the point home at the end, is that no matter how hard we try, we can never escape death.
No.
He's trying to escape death at the end.
Yeah.
He can't do it. It's
the world won't let him.
And it's his own little world. That was
That's
the symbolism with
the snow globe.
The snow globe.
Yeah.
This is his world, and that's all it was. We're seeing this glimpse at Francesco Della Morte's world.
Right.
And so,
and in essence, we all live in our own little snow globe.
Right. This is how we saw how the world affects him. That's his world and how his experience was with it.
This is one of our most sampled movies in the Deadites, and I think there's a reason for that, because I feel like at their core, when you boil it down to that little small BB that makes everybody them, I feel like there are really almost two types of people in the world, and there's Della Morte Mores and there's Nagis. There are people who live their whole life blissfully happy, like to you, your life sucks. But they're just happy to have a life. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Totally agree.
They don't know the difference, and then there are people who are always longing to get out.
Yeah, and he's so focused on the death, and Nagi's just so blissfully ignorant.
He's got a friend. He's got a roof. He's warm. He's just happy.
He's eating.
He's fucking spaghetti.
Yeah. Can't rake leaves worth a shit, but you know what?
He's bad at that.
Claudio.
And I will tell you, no disrespect to Nick, no disrespect to anybody. Like, people who don't like dog soldiers, whatever, Like, but I would, like, I don't know. And maybe this movie doesn't resonate with you, but, like, I'm glad he didn't call this movie, like, dumb or garbage or whatever else, because like this movie, like, the first time I saw it and on subsequent viewings, like, moved me to tears, because it's probably, I don't know that I've ever made this list as much as I like lists, but it's got to be up there in my favorite film endings.
Oh, it's fucking brilliant. One thing you know what I'd love to do? I'd love to do, like, almost like sit Nick down on a couch and, like, a psychologist and, like, see how he watches movies. I'm really curious of how he does it.
Nick, show us on the Facebook where the Mars touched you.
Take me home, please.
What
song is that in? We sampled that, right? That part?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh, the song about that.
Death.
Necronomicon MA.
Oh, yeah,
the song that's essentially about that same thing.
The Buffalo Cemetery.
Yeah.
So in the chat room, just real quick to back it up, Melissa says, love Cemetery Man.
There you go, girl.
One of my all-time faves. And then also, first time Michael says Cemetery Man's a masterpiece.
Yeah, like, that's a great word, like masterpiece. And like,
I'm in the mood to watch it now.
I'm so glad.
I know, me too.
That DVD looks pretty good, but I am really... It is one of my two most anticipated Blu-ray releases, and one of them's actually coming out. You guys know about Vestron's coming back, right?
Yeah.
And their second release is Waxwork, which is one of my most like
fabulous.
Two of the best horror films of the 90s, obviously. What was Waxwork, 90? Or was it 89?
So we actually just got a so just to summarize real quick, Cemetery Man, you know what I'd love to do sometime? I don't want to do it on the show, but I would love to do, like, a bonus episode or something of that. Like,
why don't we do a premium commentary?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, because it's a fucking glorious movie.
We're such fucking assholes, because that's like, we're like, what do you want for premium commentary? And people tell us.
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh, you want a commentary? Well, here's an old interview from 1993.
Yeah, if any of you guys want premium content, like, basically we would charge, like, probably a buck for it or something, But let us know if you guys want some commentaries or something like that. If it's something you think that you would enjoy hearing, let us know. I would, I think Cemetery Man might be a good one for it, because Raven Chow, you like the movie, right?
I did. I've only seen it once, and that was like 96. I borrowed it from Dynamo. Let me borrow it.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it again.
And one of my most prized possessions, I have Is it a French Grand? Is that
French Grand
of Della Morte Della More? It's huge.
It's fucking huge.
It's framed too. It cost me fucking over $200 to fucking frame that thing.
Well, it's
but
a 40 by
it was-
60, so
yeah, but it was worth it. It's a beautiful, beautiful poster hanging in my living room, and it is, if not my favorite horror movie, definitely like top 2, top 3. It's probably between that and Romero's Dawn of the Dead. And I think I might do De La Morte higher because of just how deep it is, you know.
Oh.
So, all right, well, let's, hey, sorry it didn't work out for you, Nick, but I appreciate you, sending in, and at least we got a nice little discussion about it anyway. So thanks for that. Now let's hear, I don't know where Mars went, but I'm going to go ahead and play First Time Michael's voicemail. Let's hear from First Time Mike.
What's up, Trick or Treat family? This is First Time Mike. How's everybody doing?
Doing good,
Hope
man.
all is well with MZ.
He's good.
And
well,
tonight,
thanks.
I pretty much got a question for Michael Ravenshadow.
Oh,
if he's not smoking or sleeping or playing with his phone or some other mishap or something happened. Ravenshadow, you profess your great admiration for Ralph Dibny, the elongated man.
Yes, I do.
My question to you tonight is, because when you brought it up, there wasn't a lot of time. I'm just curious, why do you like him more than Plastic Man? And with all the revivals going on with DC today, how would you bring him into the 21st century? Or in a movie, who would you have play him and Sue?
Wow.
I know it's a little bit of a poser to put you on the spot, but hey, you're a fucking professional. I think you can handle it. Everybody in the chat room and listening, y'all have a good night, guys. Have a good night and hope all is well with everybody. This is First Time Mike saying good night.
First off, First Time Mike, you are the best. Thank you, buddy, so much for calling in and, just taking the time to leave us a message. We appreciate it. Raven Shadow.
Yes.
You have some questions to answer.
Yeah.
His nose is wiggling as we speak.
I know.
Like Ralph Dibny.
I'm smelling some answers.
Now,
Monster Zero thinks it's cute.
Is his nose wiggling in the same way we were talking about mine in the late 90s? So.
Ooh, yeah.
Maybe after the show.
That's what I'm talking about. June 15th,
Still
allegedly.
June 15th? Why do you keep talking about my birthday?
I'm very
It's
happy.
a very important day.
It is, yeah. I'm very happy you were here. Otherwise, this wouldn't happen.
It's a day after another important day.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I peed my pants a little bit if you guys want to see, by the way.
No, definitely not.
Follow the drip.
The Incontinental Champion.
I definitely peed
Adam Mars.
flat out peed my pants, though. I had to tell you guys right in the middle of the show.
All right. First time Mike had a question.
Like you never peed your pants.
Yeah, and then I.
Okay, Miles Davis.
Yeah. And then I got out of diapers and I became a grown up.
Not today. I
Peeing your
haven't.
pants is cool. Consider Dynamo Miles Davis.
It's been a while since I peed my pants.
Awesome.
Okay, go
It's got to come out of one end.
Premium content.
Yeah, man.
All right. No, I first really dug him. I knew
hurry up
of
'cause
him.
I'm uncomfortable.
That's good. What are you fucking peeling? What are you doing?
Did you pee in the chair?
No.
Okay.
But I didn't quite make it all the way to the bathroom.
Should we
It
get
was
some
close.
wee pads for you or something?
You want to see? I'm all wet.
I bet we can get a cut of Depends from Amazon. Maybe we should order some of those.
Shouldn't. It was close.
Pair of
All right,
super-
elongated
super-
I'm
man.
fucking trying. I got
Jesus.
Mr. fucking piss my pants come out of one ear, and I got fucking Super Batman making a fucking noise in the other one. You know, it ain't fucking easy first time, Mike. You fucking last time Raven Shadow. I'm fucking done. All right.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
You got the fucking last lung on the left over here.
Last lung on the left. Oh, shit. Yeah, I thought you were going to take a bow.
All right, pretty much he's friends with Batman. He's friends with Barry. He was in the JLI. He had sex. I feel he was sexually active.
That's
for
why
real.
you like him.
Yeah, he does the sex. And no, I think it was true. He's hanging around, you're hanging around Captain Atom, you're hanging around Superman, and he had to, lay down a pipe to keep Sue in line. No, it's outrageous. But no, I thought he was a funny character. Plastic Man really wasn't in the books at that time. And I just thought it was cool. And I liked how when Wally West became Flash, he would always kind of like, oh, well, that's not how Barry would do it. Or just kind of busted his balls. So, no, I like the elongated man. He was smart detective. And I liked the purple and white costume.
Who would you have be him in the film?
I'm trying to think. He was a ginger.
Jim Carrey. That's a good one.
Are you answering for me, or
Yeah,
are you
that's
telling
why
me?
I said no.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, that would have been the young Jim Carrey. You know what? Fuck it. It's Ryan Gosling.
Mars, imagine Ryan Gosling
With
as
stretching
elongated
powers.
Stretching powers.
He makes me be the elongated Mars.
Might work.
I'm gonna need to use powder on the side of my legs.
Sue, I don't know. What do you think for Sue? Sue's gonna be sassy with a plucky spirit.
Donna Matrix looks like Sue now.
Ooh, so Ryan Gosling and Donna Matrix.
Well, this is blowing my mind. I was already thinking about that later anyway.
All right, first time, Mike. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah,
that was,
thank you.
It's a good question. All right, we have. Looks like Dane sent us maybe as a follow up. Let's check out what Dane has to say here.
Insane in the day.
Hey, Trick or Treat Radioers. Just wanted to get a quick one in. Might get this in before the show finishes, I don't know. But I just wanted to say the other day I was feeling pretty crappy, and I heard Jakey Poo's message where Rorschach is talking, and
amazing, right?
I thought it was Batman, but Slagoff sent me put me right, and he said Bombaleo at the end. And I just got to say, I laughed for a good 5 minutes at that. It just, something about it just made me laugh so hard. There's two things that's made me laugh like that. Another one was the comedian Gilbert Gottfried. He was doing a takeoff of Donald Trump.
Oh, Jesus.
And he was saying, Mother always said, always.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry, Dane. Let me go back.
Those two things made me laugh more than anything. Yeah. So thanks for that. I really needed a good laugh. And also, speaking of laughter, I just went to European whores.
There we go.
Mother always said, always get the best Eastern European whores that money can buy. You know, because he's always got them European wives.
Yes.
Those two things made me laugh more than anything. So thanks for that. I really needed a good laugh.
That was all Jakey Poo.
Also, speaking of laughter, I just went to an advanced screening of Ricky Gervais's David Brent, Life on the Road, his new movie with the character from the original UK Office. Okay. And I got to say, I love Ricky, but he's had some up and downs with his career, and this was a real return to form. I've never laughed so much in the cinema before, and I really mean that. And the people behind me, people around me were just pissing themselves laughing all through the movie. It was great, yeah. So if you need a good laugh, I'd check that out.
Yeah.
It was had a pretty good story and a lot of heart in it too.
Nice.
All right. You have a good show, guys.
Thanks so much, Dane. Thanks for calling in, man. And he also sent just a real quick follow-up email, and he says, "Thank you, Mars. I think you nailed it. A direct meaning, whereas I was looking for something symbolic, referring to the Mickey Mouse thing that we talked about earlier. His question with American Werewolf in London. So, wow. I think he said he thinks you nailed it.
Thank you, Dane. That means a lot. I'm not making a joke here. It would come off like condescending, but like I consider you quite an insightful film watcher, and you thinking I'm smart means plenty.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dane. We appreciate you leaving us another voicemail. And I believe that might be it. We heard from First Time Mike. We heard from Dane. We heard from Josh. Okay. And we also heard from Nick. That's it. I don't remember if we had any email. Let me just take another quick look. I don't think we did. Mars, you sent me a bunch of stuff.
That's for production things.
Yeah.
And dick pics.
I don't know what they're for, though.
I'll
tell me off the
I'll
air.
tell you later.
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
I meant to tell you before, but I forgot I spent 5.5 hours producing things.
Okay.
That's how my brain is.
So that is it for no emails, and let's check. I think we have some tweets, though. Raven Shadow.
Yes.
There was a cry for you to be on Twitter.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
So.
Well, how do I get on Twitter?
I can help you with that.
Don't. Please don't.
It's for you. Your name's right in there. Twit.
You put the twit back in Twitter. Worgen Riku, our buddy, says, I love Friday mornings even more now that I can't wait for the Deadites show Trick or Treat Radio.
Oh, snap.
Thanks so much, Worgen Riku. It's really cool
Thank
of you,
you.
man. And so I thanked him, of course, and then he said, it's not just Trick or Treat Radio. I've been binging all the podcasts on the network.
Nice.
Wow.
That's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dude.
It's so cool. And then Yes Way Jose tweeted and said, what is Raven Shadow's Twitter?
Well,
Shit.
So
I gotta get one.
I had to say that you didn't have one.
please let it be Michael Raven Shadow and not fucking Green Inferno 1982
I know, right?
Buick Skylark.
You have the worst Twitter.
Yeah, because people will obviously know it's you.
And so I said that he can barely figure out how to dial his phone, let alone use Twitter.
Branding.
And Yes Way Jose responded and says he has to learn somehow, right? If not, I'm going to confiscate every camel in all of New England. I'll do it.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my Lord. Can I get on Twitter on my rotary phone?
So then I said that I would show you, or I would attempt to. I said, I'll try to show him. Let's make sure his mind doesn't melt first, though. And so Yes Way Jose sent this little gif right here. Of Daniel Bryan doing the yes. So Yes Way Jose wants you on Twitter, Raven Shadow.
All right. Well, I'll work with our producer supreme, Johnny Wolfenstein.
I'll set you up with it. We'll figure it out.
And actually, we have to go make plans someday
Okay.
soon because I got to get a new phone, and you got to help me.
Okay.
You got to help me with that.
I can help you with that, too, if he's not busy. I'm not quite him, but I can work a phone.
I don't know. I have iPhone. That's what I know. So
I just need to make them put whatever's on this.
Well, okay. I can. Yeah, I can translate for you.
And I think you know my passwords.
Nice.
I don't remember them.
Hey, I have a quick recommendation, not from me, by way of our buddy Jar Jar Blinks.
Thank you, Yes Way.
I picked up the record that he recommended by
Wolfie?
one of two bands now that I love that are Terminator references in Wolfie's Just Fine.
Yeah.
Which is an incredible Terminator reference that it took me a while to come around to. What is your dog's name? Wolfie? Mom, what's wrong with Wolfie? Wolfie's just fine.
Oh, shit.
The whole album, I think, I forget what it's called. It's funny because Derek Rook, I played it for him and he loved it and he asked me what the name of the title was and it's like, it's like something like I remembered but I forgot and he's like, all right, tell me later then. That's the name of the record, but the song specifically that made me fall in love was called A New Beginning.
Yeah.
And almost to the point, almost very like parable to Stranger Things in the sense where he's singing about, I had a different experience with a different film.
Okay.
But
it's called I Remembered, but then I forgot.
Yeah, that the New Beginning is the first time, kind of chronicles the singer's first time mixed emotions of seeing that slasher movie, that Forbidden Fruit, your first cinematic boobies that you see, and
nice.
the you know, that being mixed with. I mean, think about it. Like, unless you were lucky enough to see a sex comedy, the first movie boobies that you saw, there's a pretty good chance that those boobies were stabbed a few minutes after you saw them.
That's fair. Although I think my first movie boobies was in used cars.
Oh, could be. So mine wasn't. Mine was 3 in the first day. My parents left me alone by accident. I think, like Home Alone, and I watched Force 5, Airplane, and a Friday the 13th movie all back to back.
Nice, that's fucking good times.
So I think it was part 4, Airplane, and Force 5 all in a fucking row. Boobies. I thought all movies had boobies. I was pissed when I saw E.T.
Yeah. All right, so. Oh, we did hear from our boys over at the Cromcast.
I love those dudes.
And they said, thanks for the kind words on episode 211, Johnny and Mars. What a boost. We appreciate it. Everyone check out Trick or Treat Radio.
Yeah, those guys are great.
And I also kind of planted the seeds for maybe some sort of team up.
Let's make that happen.
and they said that'd be a blast.
And I got to quickly give love to our friends over at the Punch Farm podcast, because not only do they always play our promo, inexplicably, even though we all recorded one, every show opens up with Michael Ravenshadow talking into a breathalyzer.
That was a weird device.
So thank you so much for the... it's the same as the one that's over here.
No, that was fucking... it had like a straw. They told me to blow in it.
No.
It was a chug jug.
It was a chug jug.
We just got a tweet just like not too long ago, but I don't know if it's intended for us. Let's see here. It's from Broken Rocket Art.
Yes.
And it says, "Had a great time talking with you boys last Saturday. Thanks for the airtime."
You're welcome.
Do you guys know what that is?
Last Saturday.
Josh Torito. Oh, okay. It was actually for Robert Ironsky.
Oh.
He had interviewed Matt Denyon, and Josh joined him as well. Okay.
Oh.
I didn't get the connection. Well, obviously it wasn't us. It was on Television Crossover Universe.
Yeah.
So I'll kind of, I don't know.
Forward that.
Yeah, I'll forward that along. But for Josh Torito, he's an awesome artist actually, and thank you for that. That's very cool. So that is it. Twitter is done. Email is done. We got the voicemails. You guys have any final thoughts before we kind of wind down?
No.
Here?
I'm sitting here in my own pee, so I'd like to leave.
That's good. Yeah, no, goodbyes are getting long.
Yeah. I just want to end this by saying that I saw Sonny's porn video, Sunny Side Up.
Oh, Jesus.
It's real bad,
It's
huh?
depressing.
Yeah, it's real bad.
Really?
She even rips a fart in it at one point.
You sure it was a fart?
Yeah, I'm quite sure.
All right, just,
And
could be something else.
There are multiple
I know
times.
what you're getting at, but no.
There are multiple times that she tells the person that, like, it's like wrestling Raven Shadow. Like, she keeps saying, "Slow down. Don't move me that way."
Hey, what happened?
I still think she's beautiful, though. I don't care what everybody says.
When did it come out?
Earlier this year.
I thought they didn't.
What happened?
It's only a. Not that I go on these sites ever.
Yeah.
When I'm alone.
When
But
when I'm with people.
It's only no, that's you looking at porn right in the middle of the show. It's only a porn tube search away.
Yeah.
It was pretty depressing.
I forgot about the Schlangen Dr. Huxtable.
Now I want all you Minnesota meatheads to shut up while I take off my sweater and show off my ravishing body, you see.
One quick thing I wanted to mention is we have over 500 people on the Fib now.
Wow. Nice.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Wow.
Somebody just asked to join. I can't tell. I haven't.
Yeah,
looked to see if they're real.
I think they are. I just approved them. I usually go and look at people's profiles real quickly just to make sure they are real, because we haven't got too many spammers lately, which is good.
Well, Elm Street kids are starting to get them. It's fucking awesome.
Oh, you guys have made it then.
Yeah, I'm gonna let them all on.
So, but no, we have 510 members in the Fib right now.
Wow.
And we haven't even, like, early on, I think we were trying to actively add people who we thought, but I don't add people anymore. It's just people finding us or friends adding them, which I think is super, super cool. So, I mean, it's cool that we have so many people and we have such a great community.
Slagoth probably added 300.
You're probably right. I mean, I actually know you are probably right. He added at least like 100, 150, 200. So you know, it's a really cool thing, and I love.
Most of them are pretty active, or some of them anyway.
Yeah, we have it's a pretty active board, you know. So if anyone is not part of the Fib, you can do so by going to fib.trickortreatradio.com, or just go right to Facebook and type in Trick or Treat Radio. And we also have the fan page and we have the group. Just make sure you're getting the group. It's got a little skull icon next to it, and then if you're not already part of it, go ahead and invite yourself. We'll let you in. All right. Well, I think everyone's getting ready to leave anyways. So next week, we are going to review The Perfect Husband. And I'm not sure what we're doing for the second segment just yet. We'll figure something out.
They made a movie about Monsters Zero?
Yeah, they did.
I'm not the perfect anything.
The perfect
storm.
He's got the perfect yoga pose. The
perfect weapon.
So I think that is going to do it. And then September, I think we got some exciting stuff coming up. We got some guests. We'll be sure to.
I made that call you wanted, by the way.
Okay, good. So we'll talk about that off air. So I think that's going to do it, Dynamo.
Remember, children, wherever you go, don't pee your pants because there you are. You gotta sit in it.
All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to episode 213. Thanks for everyone that sent in feedback. Thanks to everyone who hung out with us in the live chat room. We really appreciate it. I don't say it often enough, but you guys, you make the show so much more fun just by interacting with us and hanging out with us. So it's very appreciated. Thank you to everyone who just listened to this episode for enduring almost 4 hours. It's fucking amazing of you. And join us next week for episode 214 when we review The Perfect Husband and do some other stuff. All right, we'll see you then.